topic I want to talk about really quick before we get into some other things is that I don't like bitch ass niggas. And the reason why I want to start off with that is because
game is about helping us learn the rules of manhood. And a lot of times what happens is we don't fully believe in the rules. We don't fully believe in the information.
You cannot fear rejection.
We got to stand on business out there, meaning that the bitches ain't gonna even fuck with me if they don't think that I'm willing to go the distance behind some shit.
everybody in this room, if you had a bitch ass moment, raise your hand.
When I say I am, I want you to say a motherfucking man. I am a motherfucking man.
Like I said, y'all should have bitches. I'm amazed. It's a struggle for some of y'all.
Once you find something that you're into, it comes before everything else. And then even when you deal with a woman who's into you, she has to compete with that thing, whatever the fuck that is, right?
Stand up if you believe in fear. Stand up right now. Everybody stand the fuck up.
You know, I say bitch a lot and nigga a lot, but, you know, it's with good intention and a lot of love in it and whatnot.
If I'm feeling insecure, is this really me, or did somebody teach me how to feel this way?
I am a motherfucking man.
Yo, back. Yeah. Mr. Justin is in the building. Salute to
What's
you, fam.
going on?
It's been a minute.
Good to see you again, fellas. Yeah, I had my hands full for many weekends in a row. Finally got some free time.
Matter of fact,
Yep.
Since we are talking about you, won't you tell the folks where they can find you at? Because you've been doing some lives lately, and let them know what's up with you and where they can find you at.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the dominanceacademy.com. That's where all of my wares can be found. Did some restructuring on how everything appears and what's available. New products in there. There's ebooks, there's PDF downloads, all at really good entry price with just basics for guys who really just don't know anything about desire, attraction, like how to look good, how to carry yourself. But it all matters. You know, everything starts with the basics. So, yeah, you guys can check that out. And, you know, and my YouTube channel, which is the same as the Dominance Academy.
Nice.
All right. And Mr. Luxury Soap himself. What's up with you, fam?
Oh yeah, man, luxury soap, man. But you know, based on the current happenings in the YouTube streets, I gotta keep the condom connected, man. I gotta keep the condom.
Yeah.
Shit going on these days, man.
Yeah. No. You never know when you might need one of these.
So when you
carry them in your car. Matter of fact, carry one in your car and one in your pocket.
Facts, man. So so make sure y'all have your condoms. Make sure y'all get your soap. Hit that QR code there, get it popping, man. It's your boy Miles Cunningham. Shout out to the panel. I'm glad to see everybody, and let's get it.
All right, Jay Roman. Looking like a bodyguard / aviator. You know, like you fly plane.
Helicopter pilot.
Yeah. I can get him on and take him off the plane too. But
get to the chopper.
But yeah, Zach, like always, man, appreciate you having me on here and updates with me as far as be on this YouTube space. Of course, we go live on Mondays with Mac Game Monday with 1950. It's always a fun little atmosphere that we got going on there. And then, of course, I always tune in tomorrow on Sunday for the Real Game No Theory, just as a fan and somebody that looks at it myself.
Yep.
All right, so real quick, it's your boy K-Zaggin, Return to Manhood. Manhood is a skill set, indeed it is, and unfortunately, there's a lot of males out here that lack that skill set, but we're here to help them find it, as well as their identity. Shout out to the masculineidentitymembership.com, and also to be a dominant man. Shout out to the Dominance Mindset, or Dominance Academy, my bad.
Right. Okay.
And you do need to have a dominant mindset.
By the way, guys, the Masculine Identity Membership is free for the first 7 days. We got a spring sale going on. So go to masculineidentitymembership.com because it's free for the first 7 days. So make sure you take advantage of the spring sale. We got Dave G with a $5 super chat. He says, shout out to the panel. Mr. Justin's mustache looks like he owns a dog named Old Rusty. All right.
Nah.
Look,
Hilarious.
But I did just get a
I'm
puppy.
a little
Yeah.
older. Yeah, I remember that show, Old Yeller. Well, when the show was, it was
The
the
movie. The movie. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a movie where the dog loses his mind. They got to kill him at the end.
Yeah.
Sorry for the spoilers, everybody.
All right. So, what are we talking about? The real reason why good men struggle with dating. You know, it's always befuddled me, right? That when I come across, you know, IG or Facebook, there's always guys who are self-professed good men, and they're always talking about how good men are getting passed over by women. And I always wondered, what the hell makes you a good man exactly? Like what are the qualifications to be called a good man? So there was a Facebook post, and I got 2 videos that I'm gonna show you guys, but there was a Facebook post where guys were saying, oh, women are always, you know, dealing with these type of dudes, and good men get passed over. And what I was telling the guys was, when you start to break down what you believe a good man is, those sound like boyfriend attributes, right? Now here's the problem, right? Because guys are complaining about they're getting passed over. What they're really complaining about is they ain't getting no ass, they ain't getting sex. Well, my thing is, you can have boyfriend attributes, but not the type of attributes that make a woman want to have sex with you right when she meets you. And I think that's where guys are struggling with. They think that sex appeal, having boyfriend attributes, automatically are in the same pot together. Now they can be, but oftentimes if you're struggling with women on the front end, it's because there's nothing about you that's desirable sexually. Now, they might identify certain traits and attributes that you have that might make you a dude they might want to potentially date, which is why in some cases they might stall you out for sex. They might not have sex with you right away. And they might be like, you know what? There's things about this guy that I want to explore. So sometimes what they'll do is they'll put you in a friend zone, for instance, kind of like the G League of dating. They'll put you there and say, until I find out whether or not he's someone I can potentially deal with, I'm going to hold him there for a minute. This is why after 11 years, the woman might finally let you come up to the big leagues and let you play with her, right? Before we get into the videos, I got something I want to add to, you know, this dynamic of quote unquote good men complaining about they're getting passed over for men who aren't quite as good as they are.
Well, I'll say, you know, sometimes I take a little bit of issue with a lot of these labels, right? Of what, you know, a good man is. And, you know, a lot of guys, first of all, make the mistake of saying, I'm looking for a good woman, when they don't realize that you're looking for a woman that's coachable, because you're going to mold her into what you need her to be. You understand? And the thing we need to understand about, you know, even what I kind of try to represent and what I try to bring to the discussion at all times is the idea of the masculine identity. See, I think the special thing about being a man, about being an individual, is that good is what you decide it to be. You understand? Like it has to be a little bit more custom and a little bit more tailored to your identity. I can't just be like, well, I'm a good man, so this woman should like me, or that woman should like me, or you understand? We have to understand the complexities and the specificity of attraction, right? Where it's something that we can't force. It's something that we cannot, you know, I can't just act like, well, just because I have a good credit score and, you know, I make my bed and my armpits, you know, smell clean, that women are just supposed to fall head over heels for me. Like, you know, attraction is more than that. And I think a lot of times we may limit ourselves when we get into these labels of what we think a good man is. Now, do I try to consider that I'm a good man? No, I try to consider that I'm the best Miles Cunningham. You see what I'm saying? Meaning that I'm more detailed, I'm more specific, where I understand that I'm the best option for that woman, not because I'm a good man, but because I'm the best me. You see what I'm saying? And so when she recognizes the value in the option, she has to recognize me. She doesn't, I don't care if she recognizes her definition of what she thinks a good man is, you know, based on society, based on narratives, based on the book she's read and all this other shit. Right. I want her I want for it to be a little bit more cohesive, where the man that I am works out to be a similar idea to what she thinks a good man is. And then it comes together that way. You get what I'm saying? Where it's just a little bit more customized. It's a little bit more customized because a good, like, for example, and I know you might have something to say to this, Mr. Justin. A good man, a textbook good man might not choke and spit in a woman's mouth the way she wants me to. You get what I'm saying? A good man might not spank and fucking hold her fold her up like a pretzel in the bed and deep dish her. She really wants to, like, she
or
really
even just say no.
Yeah. Or yeah, we even got
or just straight up telling her no.
Tell her no, disappointing her in certain other things.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But again, that speaks to who I am as a person. Not just being a good man, but me being me. So we have to be careful with these labels and not let it limit the value of our actual character and masculine identity.
Miles, just real quick, when you were saying this about good and how we can't really define it and the labels and all that stuff, it's kind of like, remember I came to you like some weeks back and I was like, it would be a different situation if I came to you and I said, Miles, what's a good camera?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like,
exactly.
that is way too broad of a question. There's so many different cameras out there that can do different things for different purposes, and all sorts of variables in between. To say what's good, it's kind of a ridiculous question to ask.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let me say this real quick. My bad, Jay Roman. Let me just say this real quick. I think what guys are doing, unfortunately, is they're comparing themselves to other men.
Yes.
They are comparing the extreme opposite end of the spectrum. Like, oh, you prefer thugs. You prefer a dude that's gonna physically abuse you or mentally or emotionally abuse you. And no woman wants that, right? And I think guys look at things in extremes. And I think that's why it's kind of like when you talk about the good girl and the bad girl. Like there's this extreme between the virtuous good girl and the whorish bad girl, when in reality it's really somewhere in the middle where all women are comprised of a little bit of both, right? But y'all got
it. Jay Roman.
Yeah, just instantly when you said the good men struggle, in my head I replaced good with sucker. Automatically, just off the top. Because
about right.
To me, a good man is somebody that is going to be balanced. It's somebody that's going to still say no. It's somebody that's still going to excite you with, decisions and things that you make and, how you carry yourself. So, I know society kind of has it where the good label is for the guys that do a whole bunch of romantic stuff. A good label is for the guys that's super attentive and, super just, always addressing her needs and wants. And the thing is, it's almost like a parent is not just a parent because they're making their child happy. A parent has to discipline. A parent has to do certain things for the betterment of that child. And the same thing with this interaction or relationship or whatever we got going on. I'm going to do things for the betterment of this relationship that you might not like, but at the same time, it's still good for this relationship. It's still good for us, So my thing is, when we look at it, in my head, I automatically just said, "Oh, okay. Why suckers struggle with dating?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's almost like a blaspheme in my book to include men with the phrase of good men in relation to what you're saying, Jay. For me, there is no such thing as good men. There's just men. There's men, and then there's not men, and that's it. Exactly. But it's because good is dependent upon who the perceiver is and what their values are, what the perceptions are, what their beliefs are, right? So one person could look at a man and go, wow, that's a good man. Another person with a different perspective, different mindset, different set of beliefs could look at the same exact man and go, nah, he's a piece of shit. So it really doesn't matter what's good and what's not good, whether it's just, are you a man or are you not a man? And when you are, it's like you can see, the difference.
You know what I noticed? And just now they hit me like a ton of bricks, Justin, when you were talking. Only the guys that struggle with women use a distinction or a label for themselves. Red pill, MGTOW, good men, high value men, passport bros. Only these losers who have trouble with women use this distinction, and it's kind of like they're making themselves even more outcast in society by giving themselves this distinction. Like, when they give themselves this label, it's like we're different from everybody else. Like we're important too. And my thing is this: if you were so important, why do you feel a need to have a label or a distinction to kind of define what you believe you are in society's eyes? Right? The whole high value man thing. What was the whole high value man thing? A bunch of dudes who are kind of like the good guy, highly educated, highly successful financially, but women don't want them. Now, do you know what a lot of all these guys lack? The same thing. Two key things that all of these guys lack: sex appeal and game. Every last one of them. Sex appeal and game. Because if women gravitated to you and they actually showed you deference, humble submission, and respect, what would you have to complain about? Not a motherfucking thing. Yeah, I got it.
Exactly.
Before we get to the videos, Zach, it almost sounded like you were talking about women when you're describing the attributes. Like, I'm different. I'm not like this. I call myself that, this, that, and the other. With all these labels, you could have just switched your ears and been like, oh man, he's talking about women. Right. So it's very feminine for these guys to like delineate themselves like, oh no, I'm special. Right. It's like, no, either you're a man or you're not. There's nothing special about either, except in comparison.
Let me okay, hold on, gentlemen. Let me see if I can switch the view around. I want to view it. No. What the fuck am I doing? Oh well, fuck it. It is. No, that don't work either. Okay, fuck it. We're gonna have to go with that. All right, so we're about to get into this first video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing where the guy in a white hat is talking. I'm just gonna play the little clip of this lady, and there's a guy responding to what the lady is saying, and then the guy in a white hat is responding to that. But we're not gonna play what he's saying. So just a few seconds. Let's go.
You'll give it to a whack dude before and then make a good guy wait. I don't think that you're trying to make the good guy wait. I think that you want him to see the value in you. Sometimes I'm like, all right, if I give it to him too soon, he's gonna think, like I'm not a good girl, or there's no, like, I'm just a quick, easy F or whatever. And I think that's sometimes what women will do. They'll make the guy that they really like wait longer, because that's who they really like see potential in. I might see a husband in you.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you see a husband in me. We don't marry stupid women around here, because that was some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. You let Tyrone hit because you didn't see a future with him. But the man you did see a future with, you made him work for it so that he could see the value with you. Whole time you ain't know that the good that Tyrone friends. Even if he did have good intentions for you, now he don't, because that's insulting. And you know what? Women gonna get in this comment section.
Okay. This is what I want to say. and I'm gonna tell this real quick story, because I've actually in real time seen this type of thing play out. Right. And I've told this story before, but I'm gonna try to be brief. Many, many moons ago, right, I had a partner that had a girlfriend, and he was going to go visit his girlfriend. And his girlfriend had an older sister. So he invited me along. I go along. I meet the sister. The sister and I hit it off. Boom, boom, boom. Right? We making out on the couch. We getting touchy-feely. She won't let me smash. Right? So, as we're leaving the crib that night, she's grabbing all on me, kissing me, telling me that she's glad that she met me and she wants to see me again and all this fly shit. Literally 2 days later, 48 hours later, my friend is going back over there. He asked me that I want to go. I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and not go. Because I met this other shorty that I'm going to see about. And I figured because old girl, was kind of feeling me, I can get on that later. I'm going to get on this new joint over here. So I didn't go. So he took another one of our friends over there. 2 days later, 48 hours later, that same night, they go over there. I get a call from her, the girl. and she tells me, hey, I want you to hear this from me first, but your friend brought another friend over here and we had sex.
Mm.
And I just want you to hear from me that we had sex. Right? Now, we understand that as men, if you're meeting women, that they're probably having sex with other men. Most men, you never know for sure. You just kind of assume. But in that particular scenario, I'm literally living it as it happened in real time where I'm trying to smash. She won't let me. She stalls me out. 48 hours later, she let another one of my partners hit. Now, to what the young lady was saying, I want guys to understand something. And this is men's fault. I want guys to understand that what she said and how women view it is really the fault of men. And the reason why that is because women get judged if they have sex too quick. So if they're getting judged and they're automatically saying, oh, she's not wifey material. Oh, she's for the streets. Oh, she's a hoe because she has sex too quick. It's no wonder why a woman would meet a guy who she sees potential in dealing with beyond just sex, why she would make him wait. Because she doesn't want to get labeled a hoe. She wants to, she still wants the prospect of being able to be looked at as someone beyond just sex so she can be taken serious, which is why she might make a man wait. Now, guys, I tell you all the time, don't deal with women who are not sexually attracted to you. Don't deal with women who control sex. But there's still a dynamic where you're going to have certain guys who women say, you know what? I like this guy. I see something there beyond just sex. I don't want him to judge me, so I'm going to wait. I guess something I want to add, Ben, before we continue.
Yeah. Yeah. When women say this shit, it's the only thing is this: as men, we need to have more of a binary mindset when it comes to this shit. A woman is attracted to you or she's not. You understand? Either she's looking at the fear of being labeled a hoe, or she's looking at the pleasure of fucking you. Yep. You understand that? And as a man, you shouldn't be worried about what she wants. You should be focused on what you want. So, like even in your story, Zach, you know you wanted to fuck that girl that night, or whenever you came over and y'all was kissing, talking. You should have. If you was. I mean, I'm sure you got more game and experience now than then. Yeah. But as a man, you gotta look at this situation and ask yourself: Do I want to make out with this bitch, or do I want to fuck this bitch? Yeah. And then why? And after like the first couple of minutes of making out, you gotta start moving. You gotta start moving to unbuckle the pants or get your hands up the dress or something.
Yeah. We did all that. She wasn't with it, and I said, you know what? If we ain't gonna do all of that, this making out shit got to stop. Like, yeah,
exactly. Exactly. We gotta cut the short shit short and keep it the fuck moving. Because let me tell you something about a woman. They could talk all that shit they want to talk, but when they're attracted to you, they're not thinking about being labeled the fucking hoe.
That's facts.
When they're attracted to you, they want to be your hoe. When they're attracted to you, they want to do all of that nasty shit, and they're not worried about what they're going to be called the next day. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we can't worry about a female's fucking agenda. Because when she starts talking all that shit like, oh, well, I saw him as a good guy and I wanted to make him wait. And it's because she has an agenda. It's because she sees you as a fucking meal ticket. She sees you as an access point to resources. And once you become an access point to resource, it's not even at that point. It's not even about her attraction. It's about what you can provide to her as far as, like I say, resources.
Let me say this, gentlemen, and I want to piggyback off what Miles just said, because this is very, very important. And this is something that I realized shortly after that situation with that woman. When you're dealing with women, you can say and or do things within that interaction to make her view you in a way that you didn't intend. This is why, if all you want to do is hit, don't talk about nothing else. Exactly. Don't do nothing else. You should literally be seen as a human dildo. If you start talking about shit or start carrying yourself in a way like this is a mistake that guys make. They try to get the woman to like them. Mm-hmm. This is a mistake that you make. Do you want her to like you or do you want her to fuck you? Right. And your actions need to be geared to whatever it is you're trying to do. Y'all got it.
Yes, these guys are largely more concerned about being unlikable. So they spend more time trying to be likable because they think, well, shoot, if she likes me, then she'll be able to give it up more. And this is a really low level sort of thinking. Like the more advanced level of thinking is really not allowing a woman access to your dick like that. Because if once you get to a certain point and you understand the level at which you can influence a woman just through certain elements of your presence, and how deeply you talk with her, then you realize that fucking her can really change things for her. So that can't be just given to anybody. That just can't be just given out to any woman, because they may not be deserving of those sort of things. Right. And it's like, well, some guys will be like, well, I'm just going to give her the 10% dick. It's like, well, why are you giving away 10% of your dick at all? Like, why are you giving any of it away? Right? None of me is for free. None of it. Not one bit. And just saying okay and spreading your legs just isn't good enough. Right? Because like, honestly, like, pussy's not a big deal. It's not a thing. Like, and I could understand, guys who just don't have access to, like, oh my God, what are you talking about? But the fact of the matter is that it's just a warm, wet hole the size of a quarter. It's really nothing special. No disrespect to women. I'm just saying that's what it is.
Right.
I agree with
J-Rom?
a lot of the things you guys said. I just
you quiet in a motherfucker.
No, because I'm sitting here and I agree, and I just never let it. This is kind of like one of those issues that's an issue, but not really an issue, because stuff like this don't bother me. Like, no, I don't want to do anything because I really like you. All right, well, I'm out. Like, it's not really. We've all. What's crazy is how did women begin this mentality in the first place? And I think you touched on it a little bit, Zach.
Yeah.
There was a lot of judgment when coming to them doing certain acts, and right now it's to this point that a lot of guys would be they would be surprised how freaky their girls are sitting right next to them right now. Right? But they haven't allowed the space for them to say so. You're like, hey, what do you like to do? What do you like to do this? You like to do that? So you have to allow that space. And what happened is this situation. I've been in a situation when I was younger, and I really like you. And I'm like, look, this is not gonna take like away from me. Like, if I like you naturally. Well, we're still cool. This is just the act of sex and things like that. And when they really felt that there was no judgment, it was on. Right? It was just on, and that judgment was washed away. And I feel like, I don't really care what they think about the matter. Right. Because at the same time, that they can make a dude wait. Remember when what's that guy came out? What's his name? With the whole waiting rule for the ladies, and Steve. Like, we all know that it doesn't matter how long you really want to wait. If a guy was into you and wanted more from you, that's what he would do, and vice versa. So to me, it took it straight off the table a long time ago. Like, this is nothing. Like, this is a game. And if you're into playing games, then I got to roll anyway, because I don't like the game you're playing. Either you like me or you don't. And I think that's the mentality that a lot of guys should understand. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're a good guy. I was a nice guy. I bought her flowers for the date and everything. And I find out, Tyrone around the corner didn't do none of that, and he got it. Well, she wasn't really into you. It had nothing to do with that. She could have made you wait forever. You could have made her wait forever. Once things happen, nothing would have been positive anyway, because she really wasn't into you. All she tried to do was put you, like the comedian, put the dick in the bottle and put it on the shelf and break in case of an emergency. That's it. So
she's really into you. Instead of fucking her, just tell her to go make you some waffles or something. Go, what?
Hey, give her a tap.
That will throw her for a loop, because she's really into you, and then she's thinking, oh, guys just want sex. You want to fucking, like, no. We're not fucking. I don't know if you're ready for that yet, but what you are ready for is making me some dinner. So hop to it.
There you go.
And that'll throw her for a loop if she really likes you.
Let me say this, Dan Frank, y'all going out on 3 dates with these chicks, dog? That's
I agree with on the third date because there should be action by then. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, let me just say this, guys. Do what you do. Just don't get mad at the woman when it don't work out to your favor.
Right.
But I'm not doing no 3 days with no chick, dog. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is the thing that gets me with stuff like with statements like that, right? Like there's a set number and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like we make dating and this, well, maybe because it's easy for some people. I just feel like people make it harder than what it really is, right? So you go out and you meet a young lady and you genuinely like that young lady, right? You just genuinely enjoy conversating. I met some girls. They are funny. They're comedians, right? And hanging around them was very fun. Now I don't mind hanging around you again. I don't mind that. I know the way I talk though, which is very sexual. Like, I can turn making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich into a thing. So, I know that by the time of me talking, if this is what I wanted from you and you're not really into that, I'm going to know that already. But if I genuinely like hanging out with you, then yeah, we can do it again. I don't care how many times this is. Well, we can hang out. Now, I don't have too many girlfriends, girls that are friends. I just don't have too many of those. Very, very few. Because all the other ones didn't wind up being girlfriends, Yeah. So the thing is, if you genuinely like hanging out with somebody, then don't have a set number of dates you go on. Are you getting the interaction that you want? If you're not, then if you didn't get it on the first date and that's what you wanted, then move on. If you didn't get it on the third date, then move on. But don't go to the third date not really liking the person and not getting what you wanted. And the only reason why you're on a third date because you got this countdown in your head, or she got a countdown, and you feel like, well, if I survive to the third date, she'll probably give it to me. And then when she don't, you're like, oh man, they don't recognize good guys. They don't recognize these good dudes.
That's the thing right there about the third date thing. My thing is, this is what I would say. If you're the type of guy where a woman is sexually attracted to you, but like Justin was saying, I'm gonna make her wait for this. And you don't mind kicking it with her because she's taking you out on her dime, hashtag her debit card works too, or she cooking, that's something entirely different. Or if you're a type of guy and you're not into casual sex and you prefer some type of profound emotional connection or bond with a woman before you lay with her, cool, do you. But if you're going out on all these dates with a woman and the whole time you're just doing it, hoping and praying your time to have sex with her is going to come, bro, that's a monumental waste of time.
Right.
Real quick, Tony Praying Mantis with the $2. Sup, K, helping build your YouTube channel.
All right. I want to say this real quick. I think that in general, guys need to just stay focused on their agenda. As men, we're the leaders. So it's all about why I'm here. It's about why I like to be here with you and why I like you. Okay, so I'm a man. If I say I like you because you are sexy to me, meaning I want to have sex with you, if we are not doing that, then I don't hang out with you. That's literally it. And that's the part that so many men fuck up. So this is why this guy is on the third date, because he's doing shit based on her leadership. That's really all it is. Now, like you said, if you actually enjoy hanging out with a chick because she's funny or because of whatever, then you are doing something because you want to do it. But that's still a slippery slope, because if a bitch is good at telling jokes and she makes you laugh, then she's still in a way leading. Because if you went to the date like, yeah, I'm about to get some pussy tonight, but then you sitting on the date and she started telling these jokes, and then you start enjoying the jokes more than your original focus, you have been diverted from your original plan. You understand? And that, to me, that's an issue. In my opinion, that's an issue. So she could be funny, she could be cool, but I set out tonight to get pussy. So if I'm sitting here laughing at the bitch's jokes, I just been distracted from my plan. You get what I'm saying? And as men, we got to remember our plan. We got to remember why we're doing something. We got to move with a purpose. So all of that shit that I don't care why she likes me. I only care why I like her.
Ooh, I like that. I like that, Miles. And let me just say this. Guys, you should always be dictating the pace and flow of the interaction at all times. You should always, it should be going at the pace you want at all times. But like Miles said, I don't care why she like me. I'm just interested in why I'm dealing with her. And if I feel a certain way as to why I'm dealing with her, then that needs to come to fruition. It needs to happen exactly how I desire for it to happen. And her slipping her agenda in there and kind of get me off course of my own agenda is absolutely unacceptable. Ain't gonna fucking happen. Right, so let's go ahead and play this last joint, and then we can go ahead and start taking calls.
All right.
Some of the men who are in the red pill community who are upset and hurting is because they are delusional around their behavior, right? They are delusional in why it works. And maybe she's not even rude or disrespectful. Maybe this one is actually clear. I don't want a relationship with you because she recognizes you cannot mentally stimulate me. I'm not mentally stimulated by you. Our conversations are very rudimentary.
Shout out to Box and Plug, Dave. Let me just say this, and this is another point I want to make. Let me plug the joint. The real reason why good men struggle with dating. Here's the reality of it, and she hit on it. If you cannot mentally stimulate a woman, I don't give a fuck what kind of car you got, how much money you got, how much you pray to the God you worship, what kind of degree you got, if you came from a two-parent household. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. If you cannot mentally stimulate a woman, if you don't know how to influence that woman, you're going to have trouble dating. You're going to have trouble getting the type of quality interactions you desire, period. Y'all got it.
Yeah, I was actually gonna make a video based on this coming up soon regarding flirting and communication, and the key is to make her feel something, not think something. And guys come at this completely wrong. They come at things from a more rational perspective, and they think like, okay, so for example, if a guy's like telling a story about something he's into, like an activity that he did or something he learned or an experience that he had, he thinks that he's engaging her with some kind of interesting information. She's going to go, "Ooh, that's really interesting." What she's really getting from it is his own excitement about what he's saying, not exactly what he's saying. That's the value that she pulls from that. She pulls his excitement and his joy of whatever that story is, or the maybe it was a scary story or an uncertain story or a sad story. And you know, the PUA guys back in the day, they had a whole tactic around this where they would put women through this roller coaster of telling stories, and they would tell something really good, which would elicit a positive emotion. And then right after that, they would tell a story about how their dog just got hit by a car this morning. And then they go right back to saying something else that's positive. So there was this whole tactic back in the day about, you know, like slinging women on this like emotional roller coaster. But the fact of the matter is that women respond to you emotionally. So it doesn't really matter like what you're saying. It's how you're saying that engages her feelings, you know. And just too many guys just don't understand like how to go about that because they're thinking it from their own perspective. When you're presenting, you always have to come to the understanding. Like if you take anything about public speaking, you have to speak to your audience, right? You can't speak to people who think like yourself, right? Like us, we have to be aware of and think of the people who don't think like us and talk to them from their perspective, not our own, because they don't get what we get. So, you know, it's kind of like that.
Real quick, Justin, you said something. And I said this recently under a Facebook post about making a woman feel something versus making her think something. The problem with a lot of guys is they like to sell who they are, quote unquote, their character, if you will, because they want the woman to think that they're good guys. They want the woman to think that they're nice. And sexual attraction, if you think about sexual attraction, it's the feeling that a woman gets when she's in the physical presence of a certain type of man that she desires. It's the feeling. And a lot of guys don't know how to go about evoking said feeling in a woman because they're so busy on trying to control the perception of what they want men to think that they are. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And let me just say this, guys, sexual attraction is not logical. There is nothing logical about sexual attraction at all. And the mistake that guys make is they try to bring logic to something that's devoid of logic.
Mhm.
And this is why they'll say shit like, I don't know why women choose those type of men over there. Why a woman would have sex with that type of man over there. Because you're trying to apply logic to her decisions when her decisions are based on how she feels. And how she feels has nothing to do with logic. And I would say this right here. You can say that when a woman actually makes a man wait for sex because he has money and he has resources that she wants to get at, that's her actually thinking logical in that moment. That's a practical thought. Let me not have sex with him. He looks like he has some money. He might be generous. Let me stall him out. She's actually being practical then. I just want guys to think about that. Y'all got it.
Oh, I just put on. You could put back on like all the the phone line stuff, information, and the stencil. But guys, the calling number is 919-647-9392, 919-647-9392. Y'all could call in, and yeah.
I like what you said with the sex appeal and stuff is not rational, right? It's not something you can just define directly because everybody likes what they like. And I think when more guys understand that, it will kind of free them up because they're trying to do things to be impressive, like you said, to sell themselves. The bottom line is, I didn't even know this whole thing. Justin was saying how, you go on this emotional roller coaster technique, and, that just kind of baffled me for a minute. Like, these cats is actually really trying to put together playbooks, and what the one thing the playbook is missing is you, like the person actually knowing you. And so it doesn't matter how great your playbook is at the end of it, when you have no more plays and it's just you and her sitting there, maybe you got what you were, wanted initially, but the longevity of that is not the same because you didn't present you to see if she really is attracted to you or not. And the thing is, a lot of guys, they worry about the attraction as a massive thing, right? They want this macro, like I want everybody to be attracted instead of finding the one that is attracted to you,
Mhm.
the one that feels it. And I think that's the thing that society has this thing like, if you do this and you have your hair, your comb, and you do this the way you do it, and you'll be attracted to this amount of women. And the thing is, that doesn't really work, right? Because
Yeah.
I never forget I was, I've been a kind of husky dude my whole kind of life, and I met this one chick, that built, right? Everybody's like, ooh, look at her. And she comes up to me and we're sitting, we're dancing and stuff. And she's like, I really like thick dudes. Right. And it's like, one, don't call me thick because dudes are thick. Right. Let's get that straight.
Bitches is thick. What the fuck you talking about?
Right. So, but that's her flavor, right? Because we all have a certain type that we like. I like tall women. I like, but we one all in the line, but I like tall women, and she liked bigger dudes. That's what she liked.
Right.
It didn't matter what her girlfriend said and what my car looked like or nothing. She looked at me and said, man, I like your stature, and we went on from there. Sex appeal, you don't know what people are attracted to. You don't know what little things. I know a girl that's attracted to people stuttering. Can you believe that?
Oh wow.
Right? Like she had a relative that used to stutter, so it doesn't do anything as far as it doesn't turn her off or nothing like that. And in fact, she doesn't mind people stuttering. I felt that's kind of weird, but at the same time, you never know what attracts people. So why not be you? It's so much freer just to be you, and always improve yourself from your own, on the man that you want to be. But you'll be surprised how genuine and more connections you get when you just present yourself truthfully.
Facts.
Let me say something regarding the comment right here by No Data. Sex is negotiable, which is why you have sex workers, which is why you have sugar daddies and all that other shit. Sexual attraction is not negotiable. Okay, a woman is feeling it or she's not. Okay, you can't negotiate genuine sexual desire. You can't negotiate it. And I think a lot of these guys who are self-professed good men, that's what they try and do. They try and negotiate with using logic. Hey, I'm a good guy. Hey, I'm not going to mistreat you. I'm going to be considerate and thoughtful. Hey, I'm even going to acquiesce. And you said you wanted to eat instead of going to coffee. I'm even going to do that for you. and they think by virtue of doing something that the woman likes, that automatically that equates to her desiring to have sex with them. It don't work that way. It has never worked that way. Y'all got it.
Guys, call in 919-647-9392. Call in 919-647-9392. We ain't gonna be here forever, so make sure y'all take advantage. Call in. It's a free call. You can donate if you want to, but you don't need to. So guys, call in 919-647-9392. And
I was gonna say I saw this comment in here about this guy's like B daddy with all of his red pill talking points. But yeah, sex is negotiable. There's tons of people who negotiate sex. Women negotiate sex all the time, where they're like, you know what, this guy did this, he did that, he's kind of cute, I'll give him sex. Right. But it's not real desire. She just, she just feels like, tossing the guy a bone, or maybe she just feels like getting laid or whatever. But sex is constantly negotiated. In marriages, sex is constantly negotiated. And that's the face, Miles. It's gross, but it happens. It's one of the most common things in marriage is negotiating for sex.
All right, so what if I take out the trash and mow the lawn? Will you fuck me then, wife?
Well,
right, and sometimes she does, and that's just it gets weird, man.
Oh my god.
Well, even if you're dealing with a woman and she tells you, "Oh, I'm practicing abstinence," or "I prefer to wait," and you continue to deal with her, she just negotiated sex with you. Mm-hmm. She's telling you have to do X, Y, Z, and then maybe you can get to the goodies. That's negotiated sex. Why would you want to even be in that situation and negotiate that? It's
right.
Crazy.
And the whole. Yeah, guys, the calling line 919-647-9392, 919-647-9392. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's where the limitation with the good men stuff come in. MF James says, what level of flavor should you allow a woman to do if you've established you're just fucking her? Favor. What level of favor should you allow? You see, it's questions like this that let me know that most guys really don't know who the fuck they are, which is why I created something called the masculine identity. I appreciate you coming here asking a question, but why would you come to another man to dictate or tell you how to run your relationships? You see what I'm saying?
We can't actually answer that.
We can't, because you're supposed to know how you want to treat your fuck buddies. Right? You're supposed to know how you want to treat a woman that you decide to vet for a longer term situation. You're supposed to know how you want to treat a one night stand. You're supposed to know how many dates for example, how many dates you're willing to go on before you say, fuck it, I'm not trying with this chick anymore. You see what I'm saying? I mean, all we really do is give you guidelines, guys. Yep. All we do is give you guidelines, but we're here to encourage you to think how you want. So it's like, what level of favor? And then we have to get into what are the different levels, and what do you mean by favor? What are we really talking about, MF James? Are you paying her bills? Or, are you being a man? How many times a week are you seeing her? Like, how much time are you giving her? Are you calling her? What are you doing? What are we really talking about?
All that
questions with no sense of identity.
And to your point, Miles, because you said a while back that what we do essentially is give best practices.
Right.
And your question, like Justin and Miles stated, is rooted in your own unique identity, right? And see, this also tells me that a lot of men have no standards. You guys have no standards. And I'm going to tell you, put a man in the dating scene with no standards and women will eat you up.
Right.
You guys ain't got no standards, and you're flexible. And you're flexible based on how, fat the girl's ass is, how pretty she is. You're flexible and you have no standards. So what happens is you kind of bend to the whim of how attractive that woman is, how bad you want to have sex. And Lord forbid you in a dry spell, you hadn't had sex for months or years, you really gonna bend the knee for her in that case. And that's what a lot of guys are doing. And you're frustrated because, like Miles said, you have no identity. Shout out to the masculine identity membership.com. You need to find out who you are, which is why one of the things that we always talk about is manhood, because the foundation of your identity is rooted in manhood. What kind of man are you?
Yeah. So it's really individualized to the man, right? So if I were to go to Miles and say, hey, I got some time on my hands, I could do you a favor, like that's so broad and so general, right? But the only way, but I can't say that to any person. They would have to know what their needs are. So Miles looked to himself, well, actually, I need this, I need this, I need this. Justin's offering his help. Hey man, you could help me with this.
Right.
So you have to know exactly what those needs are or your desires are in order for it to be, considered a favor done by someone else. So you have to know all of your own shit. You have to know what's going on. And now he's like changing things to talk about like saying the balance between keeping things casual to avoid her being attached versus seeing her use beyond sex. That has nothing to do with your first question about allowing her to give you favors. Like you're mixed up, man. If you want to keep things casual, you straight up tell her, and you don't do anything that doesn't pertain to the two of you just having sex.
Right.
No boyfriend stuff. Don't go out. Don't call her in between, just prior to meeting up or whatever, maybe a couple days at most. And because we all have lives. Right. And then that's it. And you lay it out there very dry and straightforward. This is nothing but a sexual relationship. If you're okay with that, great. When you're with me, you'll be treated 1,000. But when you're not with me, you are on your own. Right. I am not your man.
Right. Facts. And MF James, real quick, I just want to let them know. MF James, why don't you just call in, bro? 919-647-9392. Just call in. I mean, you asking follow-up questions and shit. You don't have to donate to the show. Just fucking call in. Go ahead, Doug.
And I'm not gonna answer no more questions from him, bro. You got to call in, Phil.
Yeah, just go ahead and call in.
To me, and this is where people make things way too much harder than what it really is. You know what type of level you guys are at. Why would you do anything outside of that? Why would you accept anything outside of that? You smashed one night and next thing she's buying you Jordans. Are you accepting the Jordans? Are you disciplined to say, nah, go ahead and take that back? We're not at that level or this, or are you just taking it just because, hey, they're free Jordans, man? I mean, the thing is, and this is why I always say, I don't believe the maturity level a lot of people have for dating or interacting with the opposite sex.
Right.
Because the maturity level is not there. Not everybody has that maturity level to say, hey, you know what? This is casual. We're not there yet. I appreciate the thought, but I just can't accept that just yet. Do you normally try to buy people with gifts? Like they're not able to break that down and have that discussion with the young lady to put her on your plane to understand where you guys are at. And that's the thing where it's not about just anybody. It's about the person that can listen and understand where you're at, the road you're on, and go with you from there. And so my thing is, like, come on, be mature about it. Like some of these questions, if you're really mature about it, you answer it yourself. You know what? Do I want somebody to lead? I'm not leading her on, but this is all we got. Well, she just gave me, man. That ain't on me. That's on her. We didn't do nothing. I'm not gonna be a man in this situation.
And it's funny. If you say no, like, nah, that's cool. You don't like, I don't want you to get me anything. That little bit of rejection will actually make her want you more. She's because if she did that for you, she's probably done that for other guys, and they've taken it on. And then what that does is there's a subtle shift in power. So she's now appealing to you, right? She's doing something to appeal to you, just like some peasant coming to the king and giving him gifts, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's great." Versus the king be like, "No, get that out of my face. You don't need to do that. Just ask your question." You know what I mean? You don't have to butter me up or anything like that. If I want to do it, what I want to do, then it's going to happen. If I don't, it's not going to happen. So by you denying the gift, and it's just a pair of shoes. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's going to hit her emotionally, and she's actually going to want to figure that out even more and want to be with you more.
And also what you're doing is you're showing her that you're dictating what's going on. in a situation.
Exactly.
And to Miles' point, look, some of it is common sense, like Jay Roman was saying. Some of the other shit is just, when you get experience, you kind of learn to discern things and ascertain what's really going on, and do understand that depending on how long you've known a woman, you can kind of sense when maybe she's the insecure type, or maybe she has low self-esteem and she's using money to kind of woo you a little bit, right? I remember I had a chick, and I told the story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm just going to tell the pertinent part, where a day after I met her, she was trying to invite me out to dinner with her and her homegirls, and I told her no. And a couple of reasons why I told her no was, one, all I wanted was just sex. So why would I go out to dinner with you? And she offered to pay, but I still told her no. But also, why would I want to meet your friends? Like, we ain't cool like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give you that type of access to me where we're hanging out non-sexually, enjoying a meal together, much less with your friends. You haven't earned that yet. And I think a lot of guys need to start understanding the appeal of your non-sexual time and energy, right? The appeal of that, because my thing is, guys are so desperate for sex, they'll give all types of access to them, right? They'll let the women have all types of access to them just so they can get to the sex. And Justin, you said it earlier about how sex is negotiable, and how I alluded to it as well. And what guys is not understanding is that you're bartering, right? Oftentimes you're bartering your non-sexual time and attention and even intimacy for sex. And I'm gonna tell you right now, sex, unless a woman is selling it, really has no value. But I'm gonna tell you what does. Your fucking time does. Your time has value, especially when you're spending time with a woman non-sexually and you guys are having intimate moments and you're having intimate conversations about things that really matter to you. That shit has value. And the mere fact that you guys are willing to exchange it for a nut, you have no fucking standards. But go ahead, man. Y'all got it.
No, I think, man, Zach, you hit it right there on the nail. And the things I wish I knew when I was younger, right? When I was younger, met this young lady. We had a cool little evening, little time. And the next thing we know, she wants to take me out of town, right? Well, I pay for the hotel and all this other stuff. And, but I went, and we had a good time out of town. Come back into town, I don't know. In her head, we pushed the fast forward button and we were together. Right? In my head, hey, we had a cool little evening. We were talking on the phone for about a week and a half. You want to get out of town, we go out of town. Now, younger, I'm cool with that. Yeah, let's go. Let's rock and roll. Let's have this good time. The more mature person will understand what was happening, the type of energy and time you're spending with somebody, to be with somebody for 3 days, that Friday, Saturday night, come back Sunday, hanging out, coming to town. I'm thinking we're just coming to town like, hey, all right, have a good one. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And it was like, no, like we together now. Like it was some real attachment going on there, because I remember we hit back into town and I didn't have a car then, by the way. I didn't have a car, and the reason why she paid, because my job wasn't as fresh as her job. So, we hit back into town and she parked. It was getting out. And I'm thinking, you dropping me off, right? Because when she was getting out, the way I parked, because I drove, the way I parked, I drove her car. The way I parked, I figured she would just walk around and hop in her car to go.
Yeah.
But you parked in catch out mode.
Yeah, but she drove and parked. Like it was nothing. Like she didn't even say, like, why are you parking here? She just like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. And started to kind of walk, and I'm looking at her like, what did it? Oh, I just thought I'd rest here. I don't feel like going home yet. And I'm thinking like, yo, this ain't the relationship we got. Like I thought we just enjoying a weekend together, So
yo, that's scary, bro. That is fucking scary. Oh my gosh. 904.
But it's that ego thing you talk about when you're younger. You don't really think. You just think, oh yeah, she liking this thing. I'm dropping it on her.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I got a whole situation where I gotta in a relationship with somebody I ain't never been in a relationship with.
Right.
You know, so.
All right, we got 904. 904, you're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Yeah, my name DJ. I'm from Florida. 2021. What's good? Miles, K-Zag, Roman, Justin, everybody good?
Yeah, we chilling, man. Yeah, we chilling. What's going on with you, man? What's your question? What's up?
Yeah. So K-Zag, I was just listening to the conversation, man, and you know, it stuck out to me that, you know, when everybody was stating about how you shouldn't care about, you know what I'm saying, what the woman may like or think of you or perceive you in a way, and I wanted to let you know, like, how would you feel about, you know, just making a video more so on a deeper aspect of not caring about certain things in life when it comes to you being a man and, you know, evolving in that way.
Okay, cool. I think I might be able to finagle that, fam. I think I might be able to finagle that. And let me just say this right quick. And here's the bottom line, okay? And this is why guys shouldn't concern themselves with what a woman likes or why she likes you and all that, because that's not conducive to your bottom line. That has nothing to do with you, right? How she feels is how she feels, right? And oftentimes when people perceive you to be a certain way, it might not always be accurate anyway, right? And, you know, there's a saying, right? You ain't got to lie to women, they'll lie to themselves. So sometimes if a woman likes you enough, like Jay Roman was saying, she'll conjure up this whole thing in her head about what you guys got going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really concern yourself with that. And Mr. Justin alluded to it earlier as well. If all you guys want, and Carl, I know this is not what you're saying, but if all you guys want is a sexual relationship, not only do you have to verbalize or articulate that to women, but your actions got to match up. You cannot tell a woman, hey, man, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just looking for a fuck buddy thing. But you spend the night with her. And then she waking up and cooking breakfast for you. You're no longer in a fuck buddy situation at that. But that's something else. You guys got something else going on. And what a lot of guys do, they like to blur the lines because they kind of like the boyfriend energy, girlfriend energy. They like that a little bit. But just because you tell a woman something, that doesn't mean she's going to take it as so. Your actions don't match. Y'all got it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
So Cola, why do you care about what a woman likes anyway?
Nah, I don't. But it's the thing of if I like say if I do interact with women, whatever,
right,
for whatever reason, I'm not concerned about it because if it don't got something to do with, you know what I'm saying, what I got going on in my life and what I want from her at the end of the day, then it's like I don't put that above myself because I noticed that it messes up the whole dynamic and process. I had to learn that over time because I did at one point in my life I was doing it, but
right,
I tapped in.
We all did. I think we all kind of did it to some extent.
Exactly. Nobody's
we all. I mean, and even to take it even further, like as people, right? We kind of always worry about what other people think in general, like like how we look to our friends, how we look to our family, and we worry about these things instead of focusing on what we want. But yeah, I mean the trick is to just remember that what you think is the most important. You understand? What you think is the most important. And so if you keep that focus and you keep that attitude, then you'll start to notice the women who value what you think as well. And then you realize, okay, these are the type of women that I can move forward with. These are the type of women that I can it's more efficient and advantageous for me to spend my time with. You see what I'm saying? The women that want to do what I want to do, the women that are interested in what I say, the women that follow my instruction. You see what I'm saying? So, but this is why this is why you got to have an identity. This is why you got to have a masculine identity. This is why you have to know who you are, love who you are, embrace who you are, and have the belief that whatever you want, whatever you desire and whatever you want is the right thing. You understand? A lot of times we allow others to shame us into believing that there's something wrong with what we want. Like there's something wrong with what we desire. Like, you go to, let's just say you go to a breakfast spot like IHOP or some shit, and you sitting with your friends, and then you order steak and eggs. And then your friend's like, ew, you ordering steak and eggs? What's wrong with you? Why don't you order some pancakes or something? And then you start to feel insecure about the fact that you like steak and eggs. And it's like, fuck that. If I like steak and eggs, that's what I'm gonna order. And if y'all got a problem with that, then that's your problem, not mine. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when you're dealing with women. It's like, damn, you look real sexy in that outfit. I'm trying to take you back to my apartment. If she look at you like, ew, you a pervert. Why are you talking to me like that? She's just literally not the type of woman you want to fuck with. You want to fuck with the type of woman that when you say, God damn, girl, you look sexy in that outfit, I'm trying to take you back to my apartment. She used to be like, oh, you just talking. I want to see what you really gonna do. And when she starts saying shit to kind of support your statement, then it's like, okay, yeah, this is the type of chick that I'm gonna fuck with. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's really all it is. You just staying focused on what you want. Because remember, you gotta have the erection. You gotta have you gotta be the protector. If there's a bump in the night, you got to be the one to get up and go check it. You understand? Like, as a man, there's so much built-in responsibility with our presence that is the reason. That's the reason why we have to be the leader at all times. That's what a lot of people don't really think about when they think about like dating dynamics. It's like, yeah, we live in a civilized world and everything is all cool. But when everything goes to shit, it's always the man that they look to. So that's why I get to lead. You understand? That's exactly why I get to fucking lead. But so many men don't realize that because the world is so soft today. So a lot of guys are just unsure. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit too, toxic masculine, and I might be too forceful with my opinions. And I might, I don't want to order steak and eggs because, steak and eggs doesn't require any syrup. And maybe that's the reason why my friends look at me funny, because you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to stand on your shit. Because when shit hits the fan, everybody gonna be looking at you for protection and for guidance and for leadership and shit. And guess what? You gotta actually be able to perform in that type of situation as well. So at the same time, you gotta lead from. Make sure you're leading before the shit hits the fan. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you're comfortable with your opinions and your guidance and your instruction being the go-to, being the golden standard within the situation. And guess what? Nobody is going to willingly support that ideal until you do.
Let me say this. You should be leading from the time you say how my name is.
Facts.
From the introduction, you should be leading. You don't deviate from that. You stand fast with that shit, and you never ever allow yourself to be flexible in any moment with your leadership. Ever. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, let me say this real quick. See, the problem that a lot of guys have, the majority of men, now we've all experienced this when we were younger. Some of us understand the potency of consistency. Other guys still don't get it, or they just don't understand. Part of the reason why a woman would respect you, even admire you, and want to submit and follow you is because you're consistent. Whatever you say gets done, right? You say what you do and you do what you say. You're a man of your word and you're consistent. Because I'm going to tell you, the moment that a woman sees you're not consistent, she can't trust you. Y'all got it.
Exactly. And real quick, shout out to Scales Fitness for the $5 Cash App he sent me. So appreciate you.
I would say this too, though. Just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you're not followable. Leaders can make mistakes too. But the one thing about it is if you're leading, you know what mistake you made and you can correct it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with leadership. It's you're going to take ownership of everything you do. And sometimes you might make a decision that doesn't go too well, but at least you know the thought that had you go to that decision, and next time how you can make a better decision. And I think that some guys have to understand it. You don't have to be perfect next to anybody. We're all imperfect human beings. Right. But at the same time, if you're still leading, you're going to learn from it, and it's going to teach you how to make better decisions, and it's going to keep you moving forward because now you know what to do and that aspect. And if you keep piling those up, sooner or later, things are just going to keep going smooth. And after a while, you're going to be a smooth leader where it's like, hey, nothing goes wrong with this guy. He has the answer to everything. And the reason why is because I live life and I've learned from it. And that's the thing. And even in mistakes, I'm still going to be a leader because I'm going to show you how to take accountability, correct it, and then move on from it.
And Jay, to answer the general question, and that was great about leadership. When it pertains to the question that was asked about thinking about what women are thinking about women's preferences, their desires, and things of that nature, this definitely is in the minds of good guys, right? Nice guys, suckers, that whole realm of the world. To get through this, and this is for anybody listening, if you do this, all right, all you have to do is just keep asking yourself progressive whys. So you say, all right, well, why am I concerned with what she's thinking? And then you come to an answer. Whatever that answer is, keep asking why, and progressively keep asking why, and you'll get to the root of the matter of why you concern yourself with the thoughts and preferences and desires of women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But you might come to a truth that
that's powerful right there. That was Justin, right? Yeah, Justin. Yeah, that's I gotta apply that technique because that's going deep. That's really going deep. Yeah, appreciate it, Miles, and everybody else who answered it. Y'all hit it right on the nose. Okay, Zach. That'll be a good video idea too for your membership, and I just want to let you know that question.
All right.
All right, fam. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Oh, brother. All right. Take it easy.
I appreciate it.
All right.
You too.
All right. We good on call?
Yeah, we're good on calls. Guys, call in 919-647-9392, 919-647-9392.
Batman, call in. He's talking about, can you talk about how to lead? Bro, every goddamn live stream, we talk about that shit. The whole stream.
I got a tip for you. First of all, start using your own damn picture. Second of all, start using your own damn name. You'll lead starting with yourself. So don't hide behind a fictional character and a superhero as part of your identity. That's part of leading.
There you go.
Because you want your woman to follow your suit, right?
Right.
So you have to lead by example. So be the example first, and then work from there.
There you go. So Dave G says, would you say that women fantasize very easily just based on your actions, despite whether she really likes women? I love women to death, but women, bro, have you seen some of the posts that they make, bro? Have you seen these chicks talk about they want to do the 7 foot tall, make $100,000? Yes, yes, bro, yes, all the time. They fantasize. But here's the thing:
love to fantasize.
they live in fantasy land. But you shouldn't concern yourself with that, right? Because at the end of the day, women still got to go out into the real world, just like you got. Because guys live in a fantasy too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want a chick that's 29. She's super bad with no body count at all. She's gonna want me and just me. Yeah, guys, y'all motherfuckers fantasize too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is this:
I want a hot woman that no other guy finds attractive.
Exactly.
And I don't even want her to think she's attractive.
Right. Exactly. She can be like Helen Keller.
I want to teach her attractiveness.
There you go. And that's, but the reality of it is this, right? And both genders, there are members of both genders that have difficulty dating because they do live in this alternate reality. But once you get your ass off the internet and you go outside, the real reality is going to slap you in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit you say you want on the internet, you're going to realize ain't nobody trying to give you that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality of it is you attract what you project. And I don't understand why people don't understand this. Even guys who are self-professed good men or a good man or a good guy or whatever it is, you attract what you project. So I don't care if you feed the homeless. I don't care if you go to church 3 days a week. I don't care if you never had so much as a parking ticket. None of that means that women are going to want you once you have a conversation with them.
Yeah, but so the thing with yes, women fantasize very easily, and this is both a blessing and a curse, because this is what kind of gets them wrapped up in their own head, and then comparing it to the real world and getting disappointed and all this stuff and this, that, and the other. You just hear about it from their own mouths on social media, Clubhouse, whatever, And but the thing is that it's also a blessing, because that is there. That means that you, if you've got a great imagination, you're creative, you've got a good mouthpiece, you know how to lead, you can bring her to fantastical places within her own mind. And you can turn her on. You can make her have orgasms just by talking to her without even her using her hands. Okay. You can bring her to different emotional places, right, where she's feeling and experiencing herself in completely different realms. So but of course this requires a certain element of skill and knowledge and self-understanding and so on. But the point is that it's a problem, but it's also a great benefit. It's like superheroes, you know what I mean? They got their superpower, but they also have their great weakness.
But I think one of the key statements you said is you bring them to the world that you create that would align up. And I think part of the problem for most men is they're trying to be the woman's fantasy on her terms. So, how many guys are trying to, not make six figures just for themselves, but to fit this fantasy six-figure thing. And the guys is cutting their legs half off to put metal rods to be taller. And, they're trying to jump into fantasies of, this is their fantasy. This is what they say they want. And so I'm going to jump into that. And then they turn around and get upset when they see somebody that doesn't match exactly. And then they say, well, they don't want the good guy. They want this guy that's messed up and don't have his life ready together and all this other stuff. And really, you just upset the fact that you're doing so much work to be their fantasy that you don't realize it's fleeting, that it's a wave. Just as fast as she said she want a tall dude, you see her walking by with a 5'11" guy, right? Or 5'6" guy. And, I really want a 6-foot guy. And next, that's not what she's dating. And then you're upset. You said you wanted a 6-foot guy. You said that you wanted. No, it's a lot more to it than just that. And that's the thing. And I always give this example to people, about really learning how to be yourself and accept you for you. And I always ask them, have you ever been to a party where you weren't ready to go to the party? Maybe you was on a vacation, right? So you didn't bring the clothes that you wanted to bring. Or maybe you was somewhere that you just didn't have the outfit that you wanted for that occasion, and you still went and you still had a good time.
Right.
And the thing is,
Jay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is that Lucario's picture?
Oh, I was just gonna. It does look like Lucario, but doesn't it?
Yeah. Real quick. Hold on 1 second. 267. Hold on. We're just making a couple of points. We'll get right to you. So just hang out just for a second. 267. Hang out for a second. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, just Jay, you were talking about like the body modifications that guys are doing. Y'all ever hear of bone smashing? You ever hear about the guys doing this shit?
Yeah, they do the
they taking hammers. No, they taking little hammers, like the little ones, and they're hitting their cheekbones and their brow and their chin and their jaw down here, because like in Kung Fu, like in those movies, like they gently hit like a tree or something like that, or brick, over time causes calcium deposits in the knuckles and makes them bigger. So they're trying to do that same principle to their cheekbones, their brow, and their jaw to look more. And it's like a subculture of like crazy black pill dudes.
Yep.
But they are definitely on this tip. They're like, man, I can't afford that surgery in China, so I'm going to just hit my face with a hammer.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's interesting that this guy came up with Lucario's picture, because Lucario and I did a whole show and we did a whole live on that one, like maybe a year or two ago. It's a big deal, and then they do the rhinoplasty and all this shit. It's ridiculous. Y'all want to do the question or can we get to the call?
Let's do the call.
All right, let's do this call.
Yeah.
So 267, you are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. We got Jay Roman, Mr. Justin Miles, and the host K Zaggin. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Yes, sir. What's up? It's Dave G, 36, Philadelphia.
All right, Dave G. What's going on with you, man? All right, man.
What's going on? What's up, Miles? What's up, Zach? Mr. Justin, Jay Roman. Thank y'all for having me on the show. So I wanted to expound on the question I was asking in the chat. So the reason why I asked that, I specifically meant based on your actions. A woman fantasizes, regardless, because just like you were saying, Miles, women can drum up certain things in their mind you know what I mean, that's like totally off-putting, but based on the man's actions or based on, you know what I mean, what he's trying to do or what he's doing with the woman, she could take that and run with it however she wants to. You know what I mean? And I think that's why y'all talk about like the man being direct, being clear and concise about what he wants and what he wants to do. I just wanted some clarification.
Well, let me say this real quick. Guys have to understand that women always want to feel good, right? They like the feeling of feeling good. This is why you'll have women, for instance, they'll say, "Oh, I cheated because he wasn't servicing my emotional needs," right? Which that's not, they cheated because they found another nigga they wanted to fuck. All that other shit is sub reasons, right? But what it is they constantly. So this is the pros and cons about the potency of women being mentally stimulated. They're always looking for that stimulation, and this is why masculine leadership and consistency is so important in relationships, because you're teaching a woman that not every single day is going to be some happy, joy day where you're trying to make her happy, right? Because your happiness, her happiness is not your responsibility, right? So when it comes to a woman fantasizing, I remember I was seeing this one chick one time. This was years ago, of course, and we riding in the whip, she riding shotgun, and she was saying to me, and I talked about this before. She was saying to me, "I don't know if you're lying to me or not, but I like it. Please don't stop." Right? And what she was saying is because the shit I was saying to her was so fly. It was real. That was really me, but I'm just a fly nigga like that. But how I was conducting myself and the shit I was saying to her, it had her to the point where she was like, "I don't know if you're lying or playing games or not, but I like it. Please don't stop." So she was so captivated by the feeling and the stimulation she was getting from me. She's telling me, "I don't know if it's a lie or if you're playing games. I don't even care, nigga. Don't stop," right? So, but y'all got it though.
Yeah.
I think the more we talk about it here, I'm going to go back to my baseline of I don't care what their fantasy is. It's coming to the point where it's just like either you I like the way Razcast said it. I just trying to find somebody to understand my story. So it ain't about everybody else. It's just you into me, yay or nay. Either I'm your fantasy or I'm not. I don't really care because either way, when it's all said and done, that fantasy can change so quickly.
Yes.
Now what do you do?
Yes.
Are you now you bending over backwards trying to maintain and stay in this zone of her fantasy? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is I seen women when I was younger swear they hate a dude.
Yeah.
I can't stand this dude. I don't like the way he chews. I don't like the way whoop. And next thing you know, they're dating a dude.
Yep.
And so I don't involve myself or indulge too much in all that because I know how easily it can change. Now, what's not going to change that's really consistent that I know about is me. Right. Okay. And so I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that. And it just kind of baffles me how all the things the dudes say about women, right? And all this, and then they try to be what they want when we're the true north.
You know what?
We're the true north. We should be the most consistent.
Go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm just saying we're the true north. We should be the most consistent in anything. Right. So like it don't matter what she fantasizes about. I don't care. Like, I don't care who you fantasize about.
Right. And
yeah, go ahead, Dave.
And no, I was saying like it's funny that you said that, wrong, because that made me think of how like dudes. One thing they say that women like, they'll say like, well, a lot of these women they want to be lied to. They like being lied to, and it's like, well, I don't. If I'm an honorable man and I'm honest and and I stick with me being honest, like that's not a woman I want to be fucking with anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Dave G, real quick. Okay, women do like being lied to, but not like guys think. Okay, so a woman does not like when a man says, "I'm just fucking you, but you're fucking other women." Women don't like that. That's not women. No woman likes that. So, but here's the thing with the truth, and I always say, people don't want honesty. They want a comforting lie that's believable enough to pass as the truth, right? So there's a video clip where a woman a guy's talking to her about honesty, and she was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I only want 8, right? So women do not want, because you got to understand, some honesty impacts a woman's insecurities. So a lot of times people, they want their insecurities coddled. So an example would be if a woman says, am I the most beautiful woman you dated? Okay, she knows maybe she's not, but she might want you to say yes, just so she feels good, right? But so right. when women, they don't always want complete honesty, but they don't want a motherfucker to straight up lie to them either. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got it.
Yeah, and I'll say this, man, and to reinforce what Jay Roman was talking about men being the true north and you having to stay consistent regardless. You see, a lot of times when you see a guy talking up a female, right, and you see her responding like putty in his hands, for example, a lot of the average person is going to look at the situation and think that somehow, and shout out to LeBron with the $30 or 30 unit super chat. Does that mean he's a moderator? That little sign, or is that the money? I don't know. Anyway, $30 super chat. He said, "Shout out to all of y'all fellas for dropping another dime piece of wisdom."
No, that little sign is a membership. He's on my channel.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So what the average person sees is, he manipulated her, right? He said something, and you think that he can do that to all women. Do you understand? But what you're looking at is you just happen to catch him being himself like he always does, and this particular woman responding positively to him being himself. That's what you're seeing. Do you understand? You're not seeing anything necessarily magical. You're not seeing him put a spell on this bitch and he could do that to any woman in the world and so on and so forth. It's not like that. But that's what the average guy tells himself because he wants to believe in the romance. He wants to romanticize and believe in the fantasy of being able to attract all women. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's not what you're seeing. When you see a woman respond to a man a certain way, what you're seeing is him doing what he usually does to women. And you're seeing this one particular instance where she is actually attracted to whatever the hell he's doing and whatever the hell he's saying. You get what I'm saying? Because I've been out with my guys. Me and my dudes been out, hollering at chicks, doing whatever. And we all do the same shit every time. And for some women it works. For some women it don't. But that's just how it is.
And, that's the game. It's always going to be like that.
The game is always going to be like that. And sometimes, and here's the crazy part. When it works so well that it looks like it happens like that all the time. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's what you're seeing. When you see that shit and you see that chick smiling and touching on the nigga and then they start making out almost immediately, you're like, damn. Because I've been in situations where we've been out, me or my guys will quote unquote strike out where chicks is not feeling this. And then I'll see my guy just see another one, right? And then you'll see him walk up to her. You see them start talking. And then you look away for a couple seconds, maybe take a sip of your drink, look around the bar. And then you turn back around and they kissing. And you like, what? And then you just like, well, there it is. That's the game. Just 5 minutes ago, a bitch was telling all of us, oh, we good. We not interested. We ain't, we got boyfriends. We don't, we're not interested. We're cool. Just 5 seconds ago, that was happening. All of us was getting quote unquote rejected. And then you look this way, and then you look back this way, and then you look back, and you see this nigga tonguing this bitch down, and you like, that's just a game, bro.
Yeah,
you understand?
And like that also lends itself to the notion of you being drunk in your own success. Like if you clicking with this one chick, you think it's going to be like that with the rest of the chicks that you fuck with after that. And it's like you psyching your own self out.
Exactly. You're psyching your own self out. And then what happens is
you ignoring the game.
Well, yeah. And what happens is too, is that when you do talk to that next chick and it don't work out like how you really wanted to, it hurts even more. It's more of a shell shock. You get what I'm saying? To the guy that's like you said, psyching himself out or being delusional about his ability to attract, all these different type of females and whatnot.
Right, and you being dependent on the validation of the woman once again.
Right. Now, what I will say is this. As you continue to go through the terrain, you start to, it's kind of like your eyes start to twitch, or you get a little instinctual feeling that
your spidey senses.
Yeah, like, yeah, this is the type of chick that's gonna fuck with me. Like you, like whatever it could be the littlest thing, just the way she walks, or her hairstyle, or the type of nails she got, or the color she's wearing, because you know how to finagle different aspects of a female.
Yeah, you be like this. Yeah, I seen her before.
Yeah, you be like you be at a sporting event.
You can tap into certain shit.
You be at a you be at a sports bar, and it's games on or whatever the fuck, and you see a bitch wearing a certain particular jersey, and you gotta somehow you always could get bitches that got on an Elway jersey or something, whatever. For some reason, you could always get bitches that got a Jerry Rice jersey. Right. And the thing is because maybe there's something about your childhood. Maybe your dad and your dad grew up watching Jerry Rice, and he's the best receiver in the world. And you see the chick in the jersey, and y'all watching the 49ers game or whatever. And you go over to her and you just start talking about Jerry Rice. I love that jersey. Oh, my God. I grew up watching Jerry Rice. He's the best. And then you just start that flavor and the excitement in your voice about talking about Jerry Rice. It does something to that woman. And you start to notice.
It's crazy because it's all connected from what you said, because that's basically you seeing you in her.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was talking about before.
Full circle.
But this is why, for example, why Lucario tells guys go talk to 25 women a day. It sounds ridiculous, but it's when we do that, you have to understand that this is for the guy that has almost no fucking experience. You got to understand this. And the reason why we say that number is because guys need to get that experience where they start to pick up on those little instinctual cues that like gravitate them to the women that they know will find them attractive. And then that's when you start to see the pattern and how to actually
pattern of behavior.
Exactly. You start to see it. You start to see it. Like you be like, you already know, I'm not even going to waste my time with this chick over here. I'm going to definitely go over to these group of chicks over here. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And it's always based on you.
It's always based on you. Exactly.
Let me say this real quick about patterns of behaviors. Once you've experienced dealing with a lot of women, you can talk to a woman for 2 or 3 minutes and see it right away.
Exactly.
Yeah, I already know what it is.
Right away. Yeah.
But there's a certain level of confidence too that you have to have when doing this. For me, it's my confidence level, not my ego. My thing I always say is, I'm your type. You just don't know it yet.
Right.
And the thing is, like, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time trying to convince you that I'm your type. I'm not trying to convince you that I'm your type. So, even if that one doesn't work out, it's not that to me that I wasn't her type. Like, I'll never believe that. I'd never say something like, "Oh, I'm not her type." Like, no, she, she don't know me, right? She just don't know me, and we ain't got that time to get to know each other, right? And that's the thing. Like, you can't get, as a football player, right? One of the good knacks that football players have, a good one, especially quarterbacks, is they don't get too high in the moment and they don't get too low in the moment, right? So if they throw 6 interceptions that game, the next game, they're not taking it with them. The next game, those 6 interceptions is gone. It was a bad day, bad game. We moving on from that. And the reason why you don't want your quarterback thinking about those 6 interceptions is because now he's a little bit gun shy. He's not throwing it
right.
the timing he needs to have something happen. He's holding back just a little bit because he's too busy thinking about the last play. And so in football, we say, last play is gone, next play is on. Right? It's a statement that we say. So that way,
that's the same thing. That's the same thing in the sport of baseball too. You got that short memory, and you always got to move forward to make the next play.
Exactly.
Right. And so you do that, and you don't do it with blinders on. Like, you still, you threw 6 interceptions. You just learn from it, and then you move on, and you go from there. And I think that the thing is, guys get so down on the low. Like, you got at a girl, she didn't, she shot me down, and oh, she shot me down. And what not for me is she don't know me yet. Right? She didn't take the opportunity to get to know me yet. Because if she did, I'm her type. Like, and there's a difference on how you walk away from situations. You on mute, Zach.
No, I was like, real quick, J. Roman. That's the confidence you have. Give me 5 minutes with any chick. That you're supposed to think that way. Just give me 5 minutes with her.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I say that because there's some comments about the confidence when we're talking about this whole thing. What type of confidence do you have to have with it? And that's the thing. And you have to make sure it doesn't get your ego, because fake ego confidence is different, because every time somebody knocks at that, it's chipping away at that confidence, right? Because it's your ego is more involved in it. Like the audacity, I can't believe, and I can't, the thing is, when you have the confidence and it's not attached to your ego, you understand what could happen. It just doesn't bother you.
Right.
Yeah, and as far as the confidence goes,
I appreciate the game, Philip. My bad, you about to say something?
I was just off of that confidence thing. If it's a new thing for you, right? So someone had asked in the chat something about confidence and belief or whatever. You have to overshoot. So you have to overshoot, be overconfident to work past your inner speed bumps, your inner restrictions that you have. So you got to overshoot, kind of like when they're talking about like earnings, I remember reading this book. They're like, oh, well, what's your goal? All right, I want to make $200,000. Well, if you want to make 200,000, make 300 your goal, and you'll probably make 200. So it's the same thing with confidence. Like you shoot for that 300,000 level confidence, and you'll probably come off as 200 because you're still dealing with that internal crap that's holding you back.
Right.
And then you get used to it, and you can dial it back and be natural about
it. Justin, go ahead, my fault.
No, real quick. It's kind of like, I always say, if there's a room with 10 women in it, you're supposed to have the mindset, I can get all 10. Now, in reality, can you get all 10? Of course not, right? But what it does to Mr. Justin's point, excuse me, is your subconscious fears, your anything you have, because you got to understand, 95% of your brain is based on your subconscious fears, concerns, and all that other shit.
Yep.
So all that low self-esteem shit, insecure shit, lack of self-assuredness is stored in your subconscious. This is why a guy might say, oh, there's a girl over there that looks hot. And consciously, he says, I want her. And he'll go talk to her, but because of his subconscious fears and concerns and all of that, it will literally impact him in a conscious moment and how he speaks to her.
She's out my league.
It'll come out in his speech. Yeah,
exactly.
Now, what I wanted to ask to Mr. Justin's point, like when does overconfidence become overcompensation?
That's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, because all right, so if somebody has this super high level of insecurity about themselves, they think terrible about themselves, you have to do the exact opposite, like 1-to-1 ratio, and really work hard against that. Because if you say you've got if I could put it like a level 10 insecurity, okay, if you put a level 2 confidence as a deterrent to that, it's not going to work. You have to put equal or greater than what you're working with to really combat those things, because part of you doesn't believe in it. Part of you is actually going to fight. Your own mind is actually going to fight against you in trying to do the things you're doing. This is how the fucked up thing, how the ego is. It likes to be comfortable. It likes to stay where you are. It's going to be like, nah, man, you can't do that. You can't talk like that. You can't behave like that. You can't look like that. Just be how you are. It's going to look stupid. You're going to come off like shit. Everyone's going to laugh at you. People are going to think you're an asshole. It's going to try to sabotage you. So you have to work extra hard to push it down in its place until it gets dissolved, and then you can kind of dial it back and relax.
Gotcha.
And I think I was touching on it earlier, but we had a caller and things went. But have you ever been to a party, and you didn't dress for the party though? Maybe you were on vacation, maybe it was last minute, and you just threw on some clothes and you just went. And you get to the party, and maybe it's a little nicer than what you got on, or maybe it's just not the fit or how you regularly would represent yourself. but you still have a good time at that party. You still meet people, you still greet people, and in no second are you really thinking about your clothes. It was a thought, and you might have noticed it, but you were there and was like, oh well, I'm here now. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
I've been to Halloween parties dressed as regular man.
Right. And so you go, oh well, now there's nothing I can do about it, right? And so you proceed on, and I think that's what needs to happen a lot when it comes to certain things. Just proceed on.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you have any other questions, Dave?
No, I'm good, man. Hey, I appreciate the game, man. Hey, Miles, man, Brooklyn, Sunshine, whole bed style, whole everything, shun, Fort Greene, shun.
Yeah, shun the gods in earth. That word is more, nigga. Yeah, shun. Word up, man. All right, man. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Hey, see you on the lives in the morning, brother. Yes, sir. Take it easy. Me and my guys on the lives be doing that bullshit in the morning time. So we got 470. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got Mr. Justin, J. Roman, Miles, and the host K Zag. What is your name? Age, city. Let's go.
My name is Brian. I'm from Georgia. My age is 51.
All right. Thank you for the information. What's your question?
I have a question. It's maybe a little different from what you're used to getting, but it's an issue, and I want to hear your input or your advice.
Hey, don't worry about it, man. We've heard it all, man. Don't worry about it. What's your question?
I'm the age I just told you, and I don't practice sex before marriage. So I'm back in the dating pool again. And I was married, then I was divorced. So I'm back in the dating pool.
Okay.
So I'm meeting women.
All right.
And, we talk, and eventually, that comes up. And I tell them, hey, this is what I believe. And, we can talk to each other and get to date. But I don't believe in that before marriage. And then after that, they don't talk to you no more.
Right.
And sometimes I'll hear from, sometimes, that person will know a mutual friend of ours. And I'll hear they're kind of like talking bad about me behind my back, saying, you're not a man, or you got a little.
Okay. Wait. Before we go too far, what's your question though? What is it? What are we trying to figure out?
My question is, my question is this: how do I date and find the right woman without, as you said, being used for attention? Because that's what I think some of them are doing when there's no sex involved in that.
No, they're not using you for attention. They actually want to have sex, but since you're not down to have sex, they don't talk to you anymore. If they were using you for attention, they would keep going out on dates with you and just use you for attention instead of stop talking to you after you tell them that you're waiting for marriage to have sex. Do you get that?
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So there's a you have to understand that within the average dating market, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be impossible for you to find what you want. You're just going to have to actually put in a lot more work and maybe go to church events, because you got to be strategic, right? If we're specialized, if we are a specialized population, you are a specialized population. You actually believe in, buying the shoes without trying it on, right? You actually believe in no sex before marriage, correct? Right?
Yes.
So that makes you a little specialized. So that means you got to be a little bit more strategic, and you have to play the numbers game. So that means you're going to have to get on Facebook groups with people who believe in that type of stuff, or go to churches, or, go to events with, christianmingle.com and all that other type of stuff. You're going to have to be a little bit more specialized in how you do things. That's really all it really comes down to. Because if you're trying to talk to regular people who want to have sex during the dating phase, then you're going to have to figure out how to show value in place of no sex. Because these chicks want dick out here, sir. I mean,
yes, they do. Now, you're in your 50s too, so you're going to be hard pressed to find women in your age bracket or group that are just going to be devoid of dick. They're going to want some. Now, here's the thing, caller. Also, what you're going to have to come to the realization of is, you're going to be dating women who they'll date you, But on the side, they're gonna have a guy on the side that's handling that for them. So if you're looking for a woman who's going to be exclusive to you only, and and you telling her she can't get no dick, you're gonna be hard pressed to find that. Now, like Miles is saying, what you could do is you can go to certain Facebook groups and you can type in abstinence, and there might be certain groups where they got that going on, and then you got to be a part of that, because I think there is a small percentage of the population, like Miles is saying, that either are holding out until marriage before they have sex at all, and also where they've had sex before, but maybe now where they're practicing abstinence. There are people out there who are doing that. Good luck finding them.
When you said your age, the first thing I thought of is 51. Ooh, that's a beautiful age. That's when you really find those that just don't care what other people think, right? The older you get, the more of that caring what other people think start to kind of slide off even more. And maybe you come to it as a natural thing where you realize, like, hey, life is short. You know, why am I living for other people instead of myself? So you take that in mind, and then you have a 51-year-old lady who might have lived her life a certain way, but now she just wants what she wants. She wants to do the things that she wants to do. And then she meets you, this guy she's having a great conversation with. You take her back to the house and you explain to her that the thing that she wants, she can't have with you.
Right. Caller,
right?
You good, Jay Roman?
No, I just want him to mentally kind of get into that aspect, and your principle to your principle. How do you explain it to them? That's what I want to know. Is how do you explain that this is what they can't have? Like, what's your reasoning behind it?
Well, here's what happened. I'll talk to them, and then I noticed, like, after maybe like a week or two, things start to get a little weird. Like
hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. How many dates is this after a week or two? I just want to know the amount of dates.
Maybe like 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Okay. And things start to get a little weird. Go ahead.
When you mean weird, that they start to rub on your leg or something, like, what do you mean weird?
Yeah. I can tell, like, that's gonna come up. Like, because I get the impression, no one's ever told me this, but I get the impression they're like, okay, why hasn't this guy tried to do anything, or why hasn't he tried to, make any move?
The fact that you describe it weird, it has me on pause, because we're way more mature than just weird for that. So to me, when you say, hey, they tried to, I can look in their eyes and kind of tell.
Are they getting distant?
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. It just be like,
right, a couple things, caller.
Right.
So, all right. The first thing comes to mind is, how like the issues that short guys have, and they have a height thing, and they're always thinking about their height problem. And then they think that women are constantly looking at them, criticizing for their height problem because they criticize themselves about their height problem. So you have created this I don't know how much of a fixation it is, but you have this fixation in your head that now you are more likely than not creating these weird things because it's in the forefront of your mind of like, oh, she's not going to like this. You're calling up in the show, asking about this thing when it shouldn't be a thing. It should be, this is my belief. I stand on it. End of story. Right.
This is what I will say.
It's not a problem until you create this problem. Okay. Now, for them to be changing behaviors, now these are linked. So now, because you have this fixation, you now think that their change of behavior has something to do with this thing that you're fixated on. It doesn't. It has more likely to do with your behavior. Okay. You can have fantastic game, not fuck a woman, and she's still going to get addicted to you. Okay. It has nothing to do with sex. All right. It has to do with how she feels, the way you impact her when you're in her presence. Okay. So, and I'll give an example. There was a client of mine from about 3 or 4 years ago, And he was like this, but he wasn't doing it for religious reasons. He was doing it for safety reasons. He was a very, very well-known person in Texas, had a ton of money. And he was like, and he got out of a divorce like a couple years prior. So he's like, you know what? I got to watch myself. I really have to watch who I sleep with, because he's like this minor celebrity with a ton of money and a lot of leverage. People know who he is. He's linked to politics and all that sort of thing. So he's like, I don't have sex with women until I know that she's my woman. Okay. He liked to date around. He just got out of a divorce, whatever. So he would do everything but have intercourse. So perhaps that's something you could explore, is if intercourse specifically is something you don't want to do, why can't you fool around? You know what I mean? There's so many other things you can do, and there's tons of toys. So
phone sex. You can have phone sex with them.
Consider toys, consider your hands, your mouth, whatever, but just no penis and vagina.
Yeah, caller.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Have you ever had phone sex with these women?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh my Jesus! Caller. No. We're not going to look.
That's
caller,
a rabbit hole.
Listen. So listen, man. So you said they start getting weird, and then what happens? Because we didn't really finish the story.
Okay. They'll kind of like indirectly hint, like, they'll say something like, so I don't know, I feel like you really don't like me, and you're not being intimate enough.
Okay, and then what happens? And then what happens? You lose touch?
Then No. I'll keep in touch with them, and then I'll tell them, if you feel that way because we haven't, had sex, here's what I believe, here's what I do.
Right. And then what did they say? Then what did they say? What did they say?
They'll be like, that's cool, I respect that. And then they just never call you back again.
Okay, now listen. Where are you meeting these women in general?
One I met at Starbucks. Usually when I'm outside, maybe going shopping.
Okay.
Sometimes I go to the bar, like a restaurant.
Okay,
bar,
so you're meeting these women. You're meeting these women at regular places, yes?
Yes, I would.
Okay, now do you go to church?
Sometimes, yes.
No. Do you? How many times a year do you go to church, bro?
Maybe about once a month.
Once a month. All right. So here's the thing, man. Like I said, man, you okay. How many years you married again?
I was married 12 years before.
12 years. Okay. Well, I mean, you haven't been out the game that long, bro.
Wait a second, Miles. He said he's doing this for religious reasons, yet he goes to church like twice a month.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Trolling, dog. I just.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. But caller.
This is strange.
I'm gonna take it seriously. Caller, you're not. Why are you trying to Why are you picking up women in regular places when you're not a regular guy? Regular people don't do this. Regular people have sex, bro. Now, why did your marriage end? That's one thing I want to find out. Why did your 12-year marriage end?
She was actually sleeping with somebody else. She was.
No. Okay, stop. See, this is what I wanted to get to. What is it like? I'm sensing a lack of sexual skill or experience. How many bodies have you had, sir? And I'm only asking this to find out your experience level. How many sexual partners have you had in your lifetime, sir?
Probably about 10.
About 10. So you're 50 years old. You had about 10 partners. And when did you lose your virginity? When did you start?
When I was like 25, 26.
25, 20. Okay, so somewhat of a kind of late bloomer, kind of. Okay, and how would you say your sexual skill is, like your repertoire, your sexual experience? How would you rate it in your opinion?
How would I rate it?
Yeah, like, okay, let me say it like this. Like, how important is sex, and how much do you enjoy it? How much do you really enjoy sex?
It's all right.
Exactly. Nope. That's it right there. You said sex is all right, bro. You don't have enough interest in sex, bro.
Right. Like this, people who say sex is great. That's like going to John Coltrane and say, how's playing the saxophone? he's not going to be like, it's all right. You know, he's like, this is the greatest expression of myself that I can possibly do in this particular moment. Right. That's what it is when you have experience and you enjoy expressing yourself in this way. You know, like I gotta go, but you know, caller, you have so many linked hangups, okay? Because the things that Miles just exposed is directly in line with the things that I was talking about. And they're all linked together. So with your mindset, the way you're approaching the whole sort of thing, the way you're believing things, you got a lot of things to untie, man. You got a lot of knots going on in your head. I think this is not going to get solved through a single call here on the show, though we do appreciate you calling in. You know, it's great content, but to resolve your issue, that it's going to require probably like a couple weeks of coaching just to get your head straight.
Get with the dominant. It's the Dominance Academy, correct?
Yeah. Justin at thedominanceacademy.com. That's my email.
Yes.
But yeah, just shoot me a line, and you know, because you got a lot of tangles going on in your head, brother.
Yeah.
But fellas, I got to get going.
Okay.
You know, there's stuff going on over here. So yeah,
right,
thank you for having me. It was good touching base with you guys again. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
unfortunately, all my Saturdays free, but it was great getting on the show.
Yes.
Appreciate everybody who's called in, and you know, I'll catch you guys on the flip.
All right, peace, man, and thanks for coming through, man. We appreciate you.
All right,
thanks for adding to the conversation. And guys, go to Justin at thedominanceacademy.com. Justin at thedominanceacademy.com. And caller, no, go ahead. Yeah, go. I'm sorry.
So caller, I got two questions for you. One, do you have erectile dysfunction problems?
No. I have none of that.
Okay. The second question, when your significant other cheated on you, did that have an impact on how you viewed sex at all?
Good question.
No. She was going out with, well, it's a long story, but yeah, she was going out with this person, and she basically felt our sex life wasn't as frequent as she wanted it to be.
Right.
Okay, stop right there. Cool. I got you. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. You can choose to answer it or not answer it. Do you masturbate?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, when is the last time you ejaculated at all?
The last time?
Whether you ejaculated by yourself or with the aid of a woman. When was the last time you skeeted?
Probably about three years ago. 3 years ago.
Okay. So what it appears to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you have a low sex drive?
Yeah, people. I don't think so, but people have some. Yeah, my wife used to. That's exactly what it is.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you another question. When was the last time you got horny? When you just sat around like, damn, I'm horny. I gotta get some. When was the last time you actually felt horny?
I felt horny. Maybe about a year ago. Maybe like.
You have a low sex drive, sir. Sir, you have a low. Your libido is low.
Okay, here's what look, caller. I'm not as K Zaggin is being very mean right now. What I would tell you, caller, is that what you need to do is you need to find a woman that has a similar sex drive. I'm not going to judge and say it's low or high, but you definitely need to start meeting women that have a lower sex drive, homie, because it's not just about abstinence and no sex before marriage. You don't really fuck with sex like that. You need to find somebody who wants to go antiquing and do arts and crafts and you're looking for a fucking companion. That's what you're looking for, bro. You're not really looking for like a woman, like the average woman, because the average woman has more interest in sex than you are exhibiting on this call right now. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but I'm a normal man. I like
no. Stop with just like how we were talking about with the show. Oh, the good man and the normal man. No, you're you. You are you. You are uniquely you. You need to understand that you need to find a woman that is compatible with the uniqueness of you. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Yeah.
Get away from normal. Because if you ask me, you ain't fucking normal. To be honest, you're not normal. The last time you got horny was last year? Stop playing with me. Nigga, I woke up horny this morning with a fucking dick between my legs. Nigga, what are we talking about? No Diddy. What are we talking about? And I'm a 42-year-old man about to be 43. And I'm still getting up with that type of situation on me. So you talking about the last time you was horny was last year? No, sir. No, sir. But here's what like I said, I'm not gonna judge you, but you need to find a woman that is on that type of time, that's on that type of level. And what I'm saying to you is that the average woman, it's not on that type of time. The average woman wants dick, sir. The average, because again, it's not just, it's beyond no sex before marriage and the religion and all that other stuff. You have a different type of libido, and you need to find somebody that's compatible with that. Yeah. That's what you need.
Yeah. You need to find a woman that really don't think about sex. Hold on, real quick, caller, real quick. Hold on. Shout out to the homie 1950.
Yes, sir.
All right, caller, you got it. The floor is yours.
All right, go ahead, caller.
Oh, I just wanted to say one last thing. A lot of the women that I talk to, though, but they also like say they have like low sex drive, or they're like, oh no, I don't. No. Caller.
What a woman says and her actions are two different things. So that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
I'm gonna say it like this too, and I was trying to get to it a little bit earlier. How are you presenting things to them? Like, are you presenting things in a way like, hey, still gonna have this great fun and all this other stuff? I'm just not really that type of sexual person. Like, or are you presenting it with a hang up, like was mentioned earlier? Like, hey, the bad thing about me is I don't really, we're not gonna have sex. And it doesn't seem like that's part of a good deal, right? Like, it doesn't matter what happened before. If you were listing it as a negative holdup, it'll be considered a negative holdup.
Right.
And then why are you letting 3 dates go by before you even mention anything about that?
Right.
To me, it's something you should be like, hey, you know what? I find you very super attractive. I would love to go. What you say? Drift?
Does he though?
What you say?
He actually find him attractive though?
Was it drifting? What was it? Gifting or what did you say? Drifting, gifting, antiquing, right?
No, but I just said he didn't say
it. Right. I know he didn't say it, but I'm just giving the example of all the other stuff you like to do. I really want a companion that I can do these things with.
Yeah,
and we enjoy each other's time and stuff.
Yes.
And could that be you? Like there's ways to present stuff to say there's some ladies that don't care about sex either. They'd be like, yeah, I just want a companion too. In fact, starting around this time, sometimes their vaginas drop out around this time or a little bit later. Right. No, serious writing actually comes out, when they get older. I didn't know that until about a year or so ago. But either way, like, there's different things that you could.
No, real quick. Caller, real quick. Many moons ago, there was this older guy. He got tired of casual sex encounters, right? So he met this young lady and he told her straight up, hey, if you're looking for a casual hookup, I'm not trying to do that. I'm looking for a companion. So if you feel like you're looking for a companion, then we can date, we can see each other. But I'm not with the casual sex encounters or hookups. You need to tell women straight up, hey, I'm not an overly sexual person, so that's something that I'm not really trying to do right away. Right. I'm looking for someone to share some time with. And you can, whatever words you want to use, whether it's passion, intimacy, of the non-sexual variety. I'm just looking for someone I can hang with. Maybe we can do some Netflix and chilling without the sexual feeling.
That's what I want to get to, caller. Here's what I want to get to. What do you, since we're not having sex, right? Mm-hmm. What do you do with these women? What is the hook that, because like Jay Roman said, you got to know how to present things in a certain way, right? So and this is what I said before about if you ain't fucking, then you got to have something to kind of, because like I said, for most people, for the average person, sex is a major part of life, and sex is a very enjoyable thing. So you gotta let these, you gotta be able to present something in place of the sex. So what do you like to do? What do you like to do?
Yeah, good
Like
question.
in
I like,
place of
okay,
fucking?
well, usually I like to draw and do art, like during my free time when I'm not working. So some women do that, some women aren't into that. But for the women that are, we would go like to sip and paint and do things like that.
Okay.
And so I like to also go.
But do you know what
swimming.
bitches want to do right after sip and paint?
What do you mean?
They want to get bent over.
What do you mean?
Create their own art.
What do you think she's thinking about while she's sipping and painting, brother? God damn.
Oh, call her.
And then he's a bit ingenuous. Hold on real quick, because he's a bit ingenuous too. If you know you're not that much of a sexual person, what if a lady did wait until you guys got married? And now she's thinking it's bend over time and we're really about to get it in. We're about to have a lot of sex. And then she still doesn't get a lot of sex.
She'll cheat. She'll do the same thing his 12-year wife did.
So it's best that you be honest from the jump and say, hey, this is what I like to do. This is what I need companionship for. And we go from there.
He might have to have an open marriage. You might have to do that.
You might have to do that, bro.
And I'm dead serious. If you're really looking to get married, unless you can do what Miles was saying, find a woman who's compatible with you in that regard, where you guys' sex drive are kind of on equal plane. Because if you're dealing with women who have whatever a normal sex drive is, I'm not a doctor, but whatever a normal sex drive is, or even a high sex drive, if you're dealing with a woman that likes to fuck and you don't, there is no way you guys are going to be compatible. So you might have to have an open situation where she does her thing.
And then you said you had 10 partners, but you were married all 10 times?
No. I was only married once.
Oh, good question.
So when did you not having sex before marriage come in the picture?
Yeah. Good catch.
That probably came in the picture like it was actually, that's not true. It came into the picture actually before I got married the first time. I would say about 2-3 years before that. Before I got married the first time, I didn't practice. I didn't do that. Then we got married. Of course, we had a sex life, and then after I got a divorce. That's basically what I did. It's the same thing after I got a divorce.
Hold on,
how long since the divorce, though?
Okay, hold on, real quick. Okay, let me do this. Caller, give me a second.
How long since the divorce, though? I kind of want to know that.
Hold on, real quick. Ladies, this is why you got to share us. All right, go ahead, Jerome. Go ahead, Jerome.
How long since the divorce?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, I've been dating for about a year and a half, 2 years. But
okay, now in the year and a half, 2 years, how many women have you encountered that, like you said, walked away or whatever, however you put it? How many times? How many women?
Yeah, probably about 8 or 9.
Okay,
not 10, but 8 or 9. Yeah.
So you've highlighted the sex as the issue. Is there any other issue you might think of?
No, to be okay. The women, because of what I did, the sex reason, they're the ones that walked out. But I dated maybe 10 of. I've talked to other women, but sometimes we just weren't compatible for other reasons. But usually, after it gets I know she likes me and I like her, then when that comes up, that's when they kind of leave you. So, but that's
the last straw. I ain't doing that.
Okay, let me make a point. Caller, this is the problem. You're not dictating what you want to happen. What you're doing is you're kind of just you're kind of just fumbling along, and then when a woman starts to show you things, now it's a problem because you never dictated or set the tone for how you want things to be. Right? If you want a certain type of interaction with women, you have to dictate the pace and the flow of that interaction. You're not doing that.
Double entendre.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
No, it ain't no probably. I am right. If you know that you have a low sex drive and you can date a woman for months and never even think about sex, you have to kind of let that be known from the beginning and do this. You have to kind of show women why dating you or dealing with you has value minus the sex. You have to show
Let
them
me stop you there just for a second. I want to say something, because here's the problem, though. Usually, when I talk to these women, they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have casual sex. I'm not that type. I'm not in it for that. I'm not the type of girl."
It don't matter
Don't listen to women. Women.
In the beginning.
Okay, and how's that working for you? And do you still believe that that's what they mean?
Go ahead.
Bro, you had a woman of 12 years leave you, and you still listen to what the fuck women say? What's wrong with you? You still give a fuck about what women say? Pay attention to people's okay, caller, you're 50-something years old. I'm sure you heard this idiom before. Actions speak louder than words, correct?
Definitely.
So why the fuck do you care about what these chicks say, bro?
Well, it's the only thing I had to go on. It's just what they were telling me.
It's not. No, you're not listening. You're not listening. Jay Roman just told you. Kay Zagnan just told you. You have to let these women know why it's valuable to be with you. So you have to focus on what makes being with you special, since you're not going to be fucking these women on a regular basis as they normally would expect. That's what we're trying to explain to you. So at that point, when you figure out how to show that value, it doesn't matter what she says. It only matters what she does based on the value that you provide as a man, bro. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. You still keep asking us, oh, well, every time I talk to these women, they say this and they say that. It doesn't matter what they say. They still fucking ghost you, don't they? They still stop calling you back, don't they? So why does it matter what they say? Your goddamn your wife of 12 years told you for better or worse, and she left you too, right? So why does it matter what she said?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, and if you got a woman waiting for 2 years and after marriage, and the sex game is lame, she's gonna be upset.
Of course.
So I mean, you got to understand what you're dealing with. Like, I hope you waiting so long before having sex is to bring more energy to the tiger. Like maybe she says after that whole time, she's like, "Woo, it was worth it." Like, I didn't know, man. Or is it just gonna be something like, there you go.
Caller, listen. You can't not have masculine potency and worry about what bitches say to you. You'll never be successful in your life, bro. You understand? Because you can't influence them with dick, and you're being influenced by what they say at the same fucking time. And again, what is the thing? Why would a woman want to be with you, bro? That's what you got to figure out. What value do you bring? What makes you a special man to be with? And you have to keep in mind, well, I'm not going to be fucking them as often as they might expect. So what is going to keep them there?
Do you think they'll see value if maybe the reason this is happening is that they put a lot of value on
caller. You're still trying to figure out the value they see. I'm asking you, please, you gotta pinpoint the value first before they could even see it. We're asking you, what's the value? Why would a woman want to be with you? You see, you don't really have an answer, and that's the problem. Let me ask you a question. Rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10.
Rate my life? What do you mean? Like, how good or how bad is it?
Rate your life on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being good, 1 being the worst.
Oh, I would say 8 or 9.
8 or 9. Okay, so it's pretty good, but you're working on some things.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes your life an 8 or 9? Or let's just call it 8.5. What makes your life an 8.5? Tell us.
I've achieved a lot of my dreams, the things I've wanted to do. I've traveled. I think I got a pretty good education. I'm not extremely wealthy, but I do well for myself. I've had good friends. I've been able to my ability. I like to draw and I like to do art. I sold a lot of my art. So yeah, I think my life is and plus I don't have to work for anybody else. I do what I love doing.
Okay, good. So here's the thing. So the art, it seems to be the driving force, right? The art seems to be the coup de grace, right?
Yeah, I like.
Okay, all right. So here's what we do. Here's what we do, bro. We got, like I said before, we got to be strategic and we got to play the numbers game. Now, there's two major things that you could do. You could go to religious events, religious situations, and you can go to art situations. You understand? You just told us that one of the chicks that you hollered at was at a Starbucks. That's a general place where all type of people be at. You got to be more strategic in your situation, and you have to lead with your art. Lead with, so most of the, of course you could always go out to dinner, but try to figure out, hey, maybe we could go to a restaurant that they have art on the wall and they sell art, or maybe we can go to an art exhibit and then go to dinner. Or you have to focus on what you enjoy, because when you enjoy it, them spending time with you will be enjoyable. Do you understand that?
Let me add this. Let me add this, caller. This is what you need to do. I don't know if you're part of any if you have a dating profile on any dating apps. You need to get on a dating app and create a profile that says specifically what it is you desire. If you're looking, and you can put something to the effect of not looking for any casual sexual encounters or any hookups, looking for a companion to have a profound emotional bond and connection with. And then you can kind of outline what you enjoy, which is, painting, art, and drinking wine, and put that in your profile, right? So, and what you're going to find is that there will be women your age who might say, finally, a man I can go out and enjoy a conversation with, right? And I can do fun things with. You're not taking advantage of situations you can create for yourself. You're kind of sitting back, just letting shit happen to you.
Exactly.
All right. So you're saying to put on these to go on the dating profile or the dating apps, whatever, and put my profile out there about what I'm about. Now, some of these dating apps, do they have good results or what?
No.
Okay.
That's not.
So get with Miles and Lucario, but Miles, I don't do dating.
At this point, you definitely gonna have to schedule a consultation, brother. That's really what you're gonna have to do. So you could go to
multiple things you need to do.
Yeah, so you could go to you could go to masculineidentity.com, and you can schedule a call and we can speak further. Okay, masculineidentity.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
What are your rates?
Go to the website, sir. We don't discuss pricing and all that stuff on the show, bro. We don't do that.
All right. No, I'll definitely support you. You guys have been helpful here, so thanks for your time.
All right, take it easy, brother. That's crazy.
Bye-bye.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was trolling for a minute.
It
got to that point when he said, "What is?" And the thing to me is, what is phone sex? Which
what is that?
It's kind of self-explanatory. Phone sex. So
it's in the name, my nigga. Stop it.
So I thought he was trolling a little bit. Now, if he's not, then I'm glad he's gonna get with one of you guys, because he has to work on multiple things.
He definitely
at
does
once to be successful. I feel, but
We got 330-330. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got Miles J. Roman and your host, K. Zagan, name, age, city. How can we help you?
What's going on? My name Cam, 20, out Cleveland. How y'all feeling today?
What up, Cam?
Is it Cam or Cham?
Cam.
Okay.
What up, Cam? What's going on with you?
So listen, I didn't get to ask Mr. Justin before he got off, but 2 callers ago, it was a topic y'all was talking about. He was saying if if you had anxiety or something and it was at a level 10, then you would have to basically force the confidence, like basically kick the door down. So what I got from that was he talking about acting a cocky way or arrogant way?
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll tell a quick story about myself, right? when I was a teenager, I had extreme shyness. I was very shy. Now, I never had problems attracting young women. Never had problems with girls liking me. Never had problems with that. My issue was they wouldn't stay interested for long because I was too shy. I didn't know what to say. I didn't make any moves at all. I was the opposite of assertive. I was the opposite of that, right? Now, my core person, I'm that person. But for whatever reason, when it came to chicks, I was really shy. So what happened was when I moved to San Antonio, I was 15 years old when I moved here, right? I was playing football and I was hanging with these guys, right? And they used to always tell me about all these different sexcapades and all these different things they were doing, sexually with these chicks. And I got tired of hearing their fucking stories because I'm like, God damn, I mean, I'm attracting chicks to me, but I'm not having anything like that going on. And it was me. It was because of my shyness. So one day I go to this party after a football game. I go to this party and I ran into this chick and I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Today is the day I just kick down that door of me being shy and I'm going to say something to this chick. So I just finally go over and I did something I never did before. I actually do some assertive shit and I'm talking to this young lady. A week later, I'm at her house fucking, right? So it took me to just get over the mental block and just say, I'm going to go over there and say something. But not only am I going to say something, I'm going to say something assertively and sexually and get it popping. Whatever happens, happens. And then I was a beast ever since then. I got out of my own way.
How old are you again?
Well, me 20.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I can't give you my acknowledge. But for people that are not 20 and older, if you've ever been tipsy and to the point where you're talking to yourself, I don't know if you guys ever been to that point where you're like, hey, just get up. Okay, scoot your chair in. All right, walk over to the door. Say goodbye to the homies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you ever get to that tipsy and to that point where you're telling yourself, I don't want to look a certain way, but you got to keep kind of making these steps to make sure you don't. And to me, that's kind of how it is when you're in that moment and you're not confident, how you got to keep saying to yourself, okay, just do this, just do this, just do this, because you're basically stepping your way through it. You got to push through it and step your way through it and still do it how you want to be looked upon. Right. Because when you're tipsy and you don't want to look that way, hey, push your chair in. You don't even know how you look to other people, to be honest. It's just something you said to yourself and you're talking your way through it. And that's sometimes what you got to do in uncomfortable situations. Instead of cowering to the situation, you got to push through it. If it takes you talking yourself through it and just go ahead and doing it. And the more times you do that, then you won't be talking to yourself. It'll become natural. Right. Like to say hi and speak to women, it's not a second thought to me. It's just natural.
Right.
Like I don't have to go say hi. Don't touch your clothes. Don't look, don't look away. Look her straight in her eyes. Like I don't have to talk and say that stuff to myself because I just do it. And I think that's what people got to do.
Yeah, stop thinking and just go do it. Like when I told you the story, I stopped thinking and I just went and did what men do. We're action. Yeah. We're about action. We go do shit.
Exactly.
And that's all you got to do as a man. Go do shit.
So, Caller, you good? You have any other questions or follow-up questions?
Yeah, let me ask one more question. So when it comes to that, because I used to always worry about, I don't want to do it because it might come off as inauthentic because I'm telling myself that ain't who I am. What? So you saying disregard that and just do it.
Wait.
You got a different issue if you tell yourself that ain't who you are.
Wait, hold on. What are you telling yourself that's not who you are? Then who are you?
No, so let's, for example, let's say if I see a woman I want to get at, right? Then that fear kick in and I be telling myself like, damn, I don't want to go over there. That ain't who I am. Like,
wait. Like what you mean that ain't who you are? What you mean that ain't who you are? You see the girl and you want to go talk to her, correct?
Right.
So what do you mean that's not who you are? That's who you are. What are we talking about?
That's the ego. The ego.
So okay, all right. So what's the fear? What's the fear? What's the worst that could happen when you go over here and talk to this girl you find attractive? What's the worst that could happen?
She can just say no. That's it.
Okay.
Oh my God. No. No.
So here's the thing, though. Here's another thing. What's your plan? What is your purpose to go over there and talk to her? Because yeah, you find her attractive, but why is she gonna engage in conversation with you? What's in it for her? Where's the value? What's the reason? What's the purpose?
My reason is because first off, my reason is to see if she gonna follow my lead first. Because I ain't gonna.
No. You said a whole lot of nothing just now, nigga. You need to have a plan. You talking about see if she follow my lead. What are you gonna lead her to do? What are the instructions, my brother? What's going on?
Stop repeating what you heard us say.
Exactly. You fucking bro. I know you 20 and I ain't trying to get at you, bro. But don't bullshit us, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Caller, I got him. Let me ask you a question. The last woman that you saw and you thought about approaching her, what exactly went through your mind? And if it was something X-rated, tell us. What went through your mind the last time you saw a chick you were attracted to?
I seen her. I was like, damn, she cold. I fucked shit up.
Okay, then why not go up to her and convey that to her?
Smoothly. That's the part that the cat you listen.
Because see,
I don't know how to say it
go
smoothly.
up to her and convey that to her without sounding like you're a rookie.
Yeah, that's the problem right there.
Well, you can't say it smoothly until you get enough reps to say things smoothly.
Exactly. So at first you might say it in a clumsy way, but at least you can walk off and say, "I'm glad I said it. I'm glad I finally let my nuts drop and stop being a little bitch and said what I really wanted."
Exactly. Now, caller, what's the lead? What are you leading this woman to do?
Shit, the fuck.
Okay. All right, so that's your focus. You 20 years old. Ain't nobody gonna fault you for wanting to fuck. You just have to come up with a good way to say it. That's all. You understand? You got to come up with a good way to say it. That's it. And I understand that you can't say shit like that too loud. So shout out to ARC. You might want to whisper it in her left ear, okay? Her left ear. So anything explicit that you want to say to a woman, you cannot say it out loud because more than likely it will embarrass her if anyone is in earshot. So if you want to say something explicit, you go up to the woman and you be like, "Hey, look, can I tell you something real quick? I just gotta tell you something real quick. I just want to whisper it in your ear because I want nobody else to hear because it's kind of private. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of risque. You know what I'm saying?" And then you lean in and you be like, "Listen, you look real sexy in that outfit. I'm trying to take you home. I'll fuck the shit out of you. You heard me?" And then see what she say. All right.
Yeah. Hold on. One more thing.
Oh God. So listen, nigga.
It's gonna be quick. So I'm on the silver.
You're on the silverback membership. Right? Okay. Shout out to 1950. Then, okay.
Yeah, 50 told me it's all about how you present it. He said if somebody told you they want to cook you a 5-star meal, but they presented it to you on a trash can lid, you ain't gonna eat it.
Right.
Bro, then why are you asking us if 50 is saying the
so he's referring to your presentation on how you say things.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is before you get to that part, you actually have to go up and say something, right?
Exactly.
So you got to whisper in her ear and say blah 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 blah. Now, the thing about it is, and this is the level that you're not at right now, because everybody is going to say something different to fit their personality.
Right.
So that's the thing. Now, I don't know your personality. The only person that really knows your personality, and that's if you know yourself, is you.
Mm-hmm.
And in that very moment, how are you feeling? There's times I went to get up women and I didn't feel like saying a lot of different stuff besides, "Hey, listen up. This is what it is.
What it is, bitch."
Down, no, because I'm tired. I don't want to go through the rigmarole. I don't want to, do this dance. This is what's going on.
Right.
So in that moment, when you looked at her, you went across the room and you said to yourself, "Damn, I just want to get horizontal." Right. Mm-hmm. So you just go over there and say, "Hey, blah, 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 blah." Now, The reason I say blah blah is because nobody can put words in your mouth.
Exactly.
You can learn from stuff they said. Like, I'm surprised you even interrupted Miles, because he might have gave you a one-liner. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I steal people's one-liners all the time, and I just make it my own and put my own little zing on it. It might work, it might not work, but the thing is, it don't stop me.
Right.
So the thing is, you have to present things that seems like it's fun to do, not boring.
Right. Exactly.
And you got to say it with confidence where they believe it.
Exactly. All right, Caller, we're gonna let you go, man. You asked enough questions. All right, my nigga.
All right, take care. Appreciate y'all.
All right, take it easy, brother. Thanks for the call. All right, we got to take this last call.
I really like you. Can we go back home and I lay you down?
This is we got 240. I think this is 50 Fitzwell. What's up with your unc?
What up?
Yes, sir. Thanks for your patience there, unc.
Yeah, I donated you yesterday, Carrie. You had that bomb-ass 20-minute thing about something, man. And I was like, damn. You say I think you was testing out some new equipment or new format, and your subject was, I forgot what it was, fiasco, dating fiasco.
Oh, dating fiascos. Yeah. I was talking about inadvertent behavior and how guys do and say shit, and they create issues for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it took me back, pre-pandemic when I did some shit like that. But he's dropping some pearls up in there, man. He's dropping some pearls up there, y'all.
Just call me Mr. Jim, nigga. That's all I do is drop precious stones.
I will not.
No Diddy.
No Diddy, nigga.
But also, man.
So what's going on?
Also, it's something that you. Okay, yeah. Also, it's something that you guys said. I think it was Carrie said something too, and you guys always say it about caring what someone says or thinks about you, right? Because your opinion's only when it matters. A couple of days ago, I walked up to someone, and this woman, and told her, we was having a discussion. A small, like I told her something about it. It was a product she was getting in CVS, and I said, you need to get something better, and this and that. We had this conversation a little bit, and then she had said something about hair products. It was hair products. She said something about hair products. And I looked at her hair now, because I know y'all on the Pineapple Show, y'all be getting on these bitches about their hair. I was looking at her hair, and I was like, shit. And she looked at me, and she actually said what you guys said, the validation seeking. She goes, well, my hair don't look good now, but after I do all this work, it'll look better. I said, is that? And then I asked, this is how it went on. I said, is that your real hair? And she looked at me. She said, yeah. No, I know. I mean, she said, well, no, it's not to here. I was like, okay, whatever that means. And she said, why are you asking if it's my real hair or not? I said, because I don't pay for hair that gets pulled out.
I'm just, hey.
I think she said the same thing. She said, uh-oh. That's what she said. She said, uh-oh.
Hey.
I said, what?
Hey. Sexual innuendos, boy. When you know how to drop them. And let me just say this. Let me say this real quick.
He was tired of getting any pussy, I swear, but it was just something to say, stupid. And she looked at me. She said, "Oh, uh-oh." She said, "Well, you gonna pull hair?" She said. Then she asked me. She said, "So what do you do?" That's what she asked me. What do you do? I said, "I spread never-ending happiness around the world." Right?
There you go.
But she grabbed that stuff. She said, "Bye, man," and she walked off. But it was just the interaction of how I hooked her really quickly, where she was like, "Oh," And I said, "That's all you got to do. You got to say something compelling to make them think, like, well, wait a minute, what are you doing grabbing hair? Well, what are you doing? And I got it. So now I just go out and say stupid shit, man, that I want to do, and it's true. It's true.
Well, see, and the key is 50. The key is don't be concerned with the outcome. Have fun.
Exactly.
See, and that's the problem. Guys have made dating into a chore where they can't even go out to a woman and showcase their unique personality because they're trying to hide themselves. Like what you said, I pull hair. Because she would ask me, what do you do? Well, in addition to pulling hair, I slap ass and grab the back of necks. I know how to multitask.
I wouldn't have took it off a subject. I
Pulling
would
head.
have just
Oh,
said,
I would've
hey,
kept it on
after
subject,
that
yeah.
line, I would have just gave him, hey, take my number down. When your hair's looking better, I'll let you know. Like,
Yeah. And
ain't no
another
need-
thing I had too, man, like he said, following instructions, man. And a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if y'all saw my little short reel. A couple of weeks ago, once again, I had this youngin', man, 35. And I swear, it looked like I was about to create a Class A felony, man. What is up with this shaved pussy, man? It just looks.
Wait, what?
It looks perverse, man. I can't.
Wait. What? You say you got a problem with shaved pussy?
Yes, I don't like shaved pussy. I'm from the 70s, motherfucker. I know that shit look like fucking pedophilia. No,
nigga.
Nah, nigga. Let me tell you something.
Nigga.
No,
I am in no way attracted to young.
When they manicure that motherfucker right, it looks like an upside down hazard sign with the fucking pink exclamation point. That's what I want to look at.
Yo, you an old nigga for real. God damn, nigga.
That's right, nigga. See? Yeah, nigga. That's a Pam Grier shit. Yes.
Hey, 50, man, you know, I agree with a lot of stuff you say, but on this one, I'm going to disagree with you.
Nah, look. Y'all from 40
I'm not
years old,
attracted to no younger women.
60 shaving a pussy, y'all be like, nope. I'm telling you, man. That shit look like a Class A felony, man. I can't do it. Man.
I grew up attracted to Jane Kennedy. I grew up attracted to Jane Kennedy, Shaka Khan, you know, like, so I know the realm, the realm of what you're talking about, but I still like it shaved down.
Nigga, shaved pussy tastes better. Nigga. Shaved pussy tastes better, bro.
Brown, like, yeah.
That goes the end of me monetizing my video now.
Oh shit!
It's cool.
Did I
It's cool.
say something?
I'm not tripping. I'm. It's all good, gentlemen. I'm not tripping. It's all good.
But it's just that's just me. Hey, look, that's just me, man. I gotta have something down there because I'm telling you, it's just something about that. It's like,
hey, everybody like what they like, though. Everybody.
The reason why people used to shave, they used to shave because of the prostitution back in the day. That's all it was.
Well, personally, I like the ability to have a woman go wherever I want to take her. So if I want to tell her, hey, grow that shit out for me, she gonna do that. When I tell her, shave that shit, she gonna do it. However I like it is how it's gonna be.
I don't like hair in my food, and so I don't expect hair in my food.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer like you. I don't like spitting out shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll be.
Nah, I like that shit smooth.
You gotta brush it before you do anything.
Oh, I got to. What am I parting it? Am I putting a part in braiding sides to go to school? Come on, man.
Let me find out.
Nigga be in the bed raking shit. You be in the bed raking. Hold on.
This is my brush, but not that type of brush.
Move that out the way, girl.
Yo, 50, you got the Afro pick with the fist on it, and you be
Yup.
You be
the red, black, and green joint. Yep.
Nigga,
the one
stop.
that folds out. Yep. I got that.
Nigga, stop.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. When they told us if she can't use your comb, you can't bring her home. That's not what they was talking about. 50.
Hey, do you ever look? Do you ever look up and say, "Can I braid it?"
The teeth is a comb, right?
You ever look up and say, "Can I braid it?"
Hey.
Nah,
put the jerry curl juice on it, right? Hey,
nah, bro. Nah, we need that shave, man. We need that shave, man. Shout out to shout out to all the wax houses out there that get it done, man.
Yeah.
Nah,
Because for a brother to really get down and enjoy his meal, I can't have nothing. With my palate, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nothing in the way. You know what I'm saying?
50, we on OT though, man. What else you got for us, man? Anything else or any questions?
Just one thing, man. You know, someone tried to shame me. They try to call me a sexual deviant. No Diddy, but I was like, no, that's what I like to do. I like to watch niggas fuck live. What the fuck is wrong with that?
What you like to watch? What?
I like to watch couples fuck. What's wrong with that? I sit in the corner.
You into voyeurism and all of that. All right.
That's the whole other level.
Yeah. And they call me a deviant. I said, no, you just don't like people to watch you.
Oh, you what? You went to like a swinger spot or what? What is this?
No, just like motherfucker walk up to bitches. I walk up to bitches and say, "You fucking that nigga tonight?" Yeah, I like to watch.
Oh wow. Okay. 50.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna do
level.
all of that.
That's a whole other level.
That's a whole other level. Yeah.
Nigga, hey, do you?
See, that's me. Do me. That's right.
Hey, I don't judge. Whatever people do is whatever they do. Whatever you into is whatever you into. I'm actually trying to be the nigga fucking though. So
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm trying to be the nigga fucking. So.
I'll be over there, smoking and drinking and nothing. Go ahead, do your thing. I might be instructing some things, but go ahead.
I know. You know what? It's funny when you find out the certain levels and the things you like, right? You know, and how you find them out. That could be a whole different show, right? So I'll just leave that story to the side there. Maybe that'll be one. What you do, the late night Tuesday show?
Yeah. 50, you got to call in so we can explore that a little bit more.
Yeah, call in 50. Call in on the late night Tuesday show, man. All right.
Okay, yeah, I can explain to what I like to do because I've been like that since I was younger and didn't really come out until maybe.
Yeah, because there's some stuff I can get into a little bit more regarding that. Too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's a good thing you're out there in Chocolate City because there's a lot of opportunities for that.
It ain't Chocolate City no more. It's Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
All
right, 50. We appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, y'all.
Gentrification is real, man. All right, brother.
That brother crazy, man. Lord have mercy. We went from two extremes. We had one old nigga that's waiting for marriage and don't fuck at all, and then we had 50 on some freaky shit over there on some voyeurism shit. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
What's crazy? If you work at a convalescent home or an older home, right?
Yeah.
When they get to that age, that's all they want to do.
Yeah, they don't give a. Yeah, they
don't. And they don't. And in fact, they don't even put it on condoms on or nothing too. So they got a rise of diseases. But them people are like, look, I'm almost. Like, how much more living I got right now? Like, I want to do what I want to do. So. It's crazy, and then this guy's like,
All right, gentlemen. Wear your condoms and get your soap. Get your condoms, get your soap. All right, guys.
You stole that one, boy.
All right, so hit that QR code, get your soap, guys. But we on super OT, guys. So let's wrap it up. Whatever y'all talking about, get it.
Yeah, for those of you that got questions, hey, I got to ask that shit tomorrow because these calls was live.
Yeah, shout out to Steve the Dean in the chat.
And shout out to Renee P, you know what I'm saying? Moderator extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
And for the other moderators that was up in here, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all too. For all you guys who had questions, for those of you who called, appreciate you. Shout out to Mr. Justin. Shout out to the homie Miles. Shout out to the homie Jay Roman.
Yes, sir. All right.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace, guys. Real Game No Theory tomorrow, 12 noon. Make sure y'all tune in. For real.
That's right.
All right.